Hey guys, and welcome to the great clan war between clan DBD and RTK. Should be some really good fun, and I'm very, very excited. I see your messages, Aristotle was saying we're late. We started exactly on time. Duck arrives precisely when he means to, of course, and there should be some really good fun. So we do have our first competitors in here today, and we have V-Claw, the man, the myth, the legend himself, representing his clan, up against Papa Palpatine. We are going to be playing on Eshin here. So it looks like the guys are just sorting out their picks and bans of a pretty cool system I will go through later. But to start with, I'm going to get up the list of players that are going to be playing today. So in round 1, V-Claw versus Papa Palpatine should be some good fun. Then we have Alric Raoul versus Stormrunner, two players who've played a considerable amount on the channel before. We then have Mr. Worldwide up against Scourge of the West, making his debut for clan DBD. Then, so we have 3 1v1s. Then after that, we've got 2 2v2s, and they are going to be between Achilles and V-Claw up against Darth Pendragon and Geese Howard, Jixie and Cypher up against myself and Poison Ducky, and then to round out the stream, we're going to do a 3v3. Now, apologies if I butcher the pronunciation of all these names, I've kind of scribbled them down. We have Majutso, Prussian Prince, and Wicked Pirate, an awesome name there, up against Ninja, Darth Pendragon, and myself. So I'm going to be playing in the last couple of games just to try and balance out lag issues, as of course we're going to be doing big group events. Should be some good fun though. Cool. I think we're going to be having Chaos versus Vampire Count. An interesting matchup that normally heavily favours Vampire Count, so we'll see if Palpatine has anything up his sleeve. Of course, he is the ever-scheming Sith Lord. So I'm going to chat up on my phone here, so I can see your glorious faces. Bam. What's up, Raptor? Hope it's going all good, man. According to my tempometer, you're late by 40 seconds. I love it. I love it. On my screen, technically, it was still half past. Hope you guys are all good. Agony Achilles, what's up, man? Davina as well. Nice to see so many people in chat here. Hope you guys are enjoying. If this is the type of content you enjoy in the future, you want to see more Clan Wars, feel free to give me a big old thumbs up and comments and all that good stuff. Just let me know this is a format you'd like. It's certainly one that I would like to improve on and keep bringing out. So we've done some civil wars between ODM and DBD. Well, the DBD's one unfortunately had some internet issues, so we're going to have to post up in a later date. And we've had a clan war between DBD and Extreme Meme Team, which is really close actually. Ended in a 3-2 favourite to Extreme Meme Team, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys get on. Cool, looks like these guys are discussing stuff. I'm going to quickly go grab my phone charger here, just so I can keep seeing your beautiful faces. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. I have returned, don't worry. Let's plug that in. Awesome. Don't want to die midway through the stream and not be able to see you all. The boy Red Legion, what's up, my dude? How's it going? The boy the Red Legion did in fact play in the last clan war we had on the channel, representing the Extreme Meme Team. I believe he had a great set of games up against Geese Howard. Killed your voice. Yeah, we've definitely changed the format. I really like this format. So this was actually suggested by the RTK guys. And yeah, 3 1v1s, 2 2v2s, and 1 3v3 is a much better format. Originally we did 5 matches, all of which were best of 3, and the stream went on for over 5 hours and I nearly died. So we have had to switch it up a little bit, but it should be some good fun. Money is worth more to you than your clan's on at all. Some earlier sparring going on here. But looks like these guys just chatting about the matchup in particular. Very Counts favoured because they can often win the air game and the infantry game, which does, of course, cause big problems for Chaos. You can often see them try the air game, but Terrorgeist are so powerful, especially if the magic and the healing potential, it can be a really rough matchup. The Chosen Death Blob, do it! Hey, we have Scourge of the West here, our mercenary for the day. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Sounds like a nice first match. I think this is going to be pretty evenly matched. I've only seen V-Claw once or twice. We do have a video of his featured on the channel where he went for a full skink build, which I was hoping to see. I am a Lizardman fan myself, but it looks like we're getting counts. And the 2 Dark Lords facing off here. I'm sure the evil Papa Palpatine will have a few tricks up his sleeve, no doubt, in this matchup. I know he does main Chaos, so he's obviously going to be relatively capable up against all opponents. Is this with the new greenskins? Unfortunately not, Clement. I was a little bit gutted, actually, because it turns out I think there was a second wave of keys given out to people to have early access, but you needed 500 subs on your channel, and I was like 20 subs off. I was like, no, so close to unlimited Imric. But this is just going to be an old school one for now. But don't worry, as soon as the DLC does drop, I'm going to be playing a tournament on Darth Plays channel on the day, but I will certainly bounce back and have probably a King of the Hill as well on release day or the day after. Cool, cool. Looks like these guys are good to go. Bit of mind games going in there. V-Claw saying he never plays this matchup on the ladder because it's so heavily favoured, and Palpatine saying that's what he's banking on. Did you forget to ban Vampire Count? So now I can say it, Noob for Life, because I know Palpatine wants to do this. This is a trap. He wants to play Chaos. He wants to play Chaos into counts. He said early on that's a matchup he actually quite enjoys as Chaos, which is going to be interesting because, as we've previously stated, it's normally very bad for the Chaos, but he seems pretty confident. So the trap has been sprung. 5 best of 3s, what nonsense. It was pretty good fun, Cheese, but it melted my brain, like really bad. It was meant to be 10 1v1s, but the other guys wanted to do best of 3, so we did best of 3, and I nearly died, so... Anyway, let's get in here and check out the builds. So for the forces of V-Claw representing the clan RTK today, we have the Red Duke on top of his mighty dragon. What a fantastic looking model. All these different dragon models look so good. He's going to be bringing the Elves there, probably going to butcher that name there, but quite a nice assassin ability. He has the Pestilent Breath and all that good stuff. We have a Necromancer down on a beautiful looking corpse cart, coming with Invocation of Heck and all that good stuff. Skeleton Spearman for a front line, looks like dotted over here. So in the front line, we actually have zombies, the backbone of any good army, here to soak up damage and try and grind down the opponent. In the secondary line is where we have a mixture of Graveguard and a couple of units of Skeleton Spearmen on the flanks. We have 2 Crypt Horrors. Now, I really like this pick here. Crypt Horrors are an underused unit in my opinion. They can certainly do that work, saturating on top of these more cheap and cheerful units. We have the Claw of Nagash, a high-risk Mortis engine, because it can be very susceptible to magic damage, of course. We have some Fellbats in the sky as well, and it looks like that's going to be it for the build. Over in the trees, we do have some Hex Wraiths as well. Ethereal, Cause Terror, Armor Piercing, all that glorious stuff. Now, for the forces of Palpatine and Chaos here, it looks like we have in fact gone for the aerial course. This is one route I've certainly seen a few players play. We have Chaos Warriors in the front line, mixed in with Chosen here, and Mirror Guard, so a bad to the bones front line. Don't get to see Chosen too often, and these guys are absolutely glorious. Their red hot axes certainly going to be cleaving some zombies apart. We have the Summoners of Rage as well, regiment-renowned Dragon Ogre, little Dragon Ogres, and a couple of Marauder Horsemen as well. But the main punch here is up in the sky, double Exalted Hero on Manticore, as well as a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire, Burning Head, Flame Sword of Ruin, and Fireball. So the ground game certainly going to favour the Vampire Counts over the long haul. Of course, Chosen and Chaos Warriors can pack a punch, of course, but they are heavily, heavily outnumbered, and these nasty Crypt Horrors are certainly going to be a pain in the butt. But the air game going to favour the Chaos. They can isolate the Red Duke and these Fellbats relatively effectively and deal some pretty decent magic. Or damage, sorry, as a Fireball does come in, hunting down these Hex Wraiths, and boom, going to catch a couple of those guys down, and down a couple of them do go. Not too much damage they're done, but it does at least drive them away. Exalted Heroes thinking about going in for the charge here. A Hellfire Sword has been popped. Some nice early damage on the Red Duke, and they're going to keep on tracking him down, but it looks like there could have been a misclick here by the Exalted Hero, as he was most likely going after the Red Duke, but does in fact land on the ground, but he should be able to get up again relatively quickly. And it looks like the Air Force is going to be loitering. I would probably chill out in the front line if I was Palpatine, fall back as much as possible and get as much damage as you can in the skirmish game. Looks like Summoners of Rage are being used to protect the Marauder Horsemen, which is a really good shout here. They do get in their little javelins, and they can be quite key to bringing down the Crypt Horrors. I'm a little worried though for this Chaos front line with all these Mortis engine effects. It could be really tough, and in comes a nice Fireball hitting the Claw of Nagash. Up in the skies, the Red Duke is juking as best as he can away from the Exalted Heroes, who do constantly keep buffing themselves. Of course, they do fire damage, which is actually really nice in this matchup. Looks like Summon Rage are falling back. They did do some huge damage to the Hex Wraiths there. And in comes the Crypt Horrors. They're going to certainly pound down some Chaos Warriors rather effectively. But to be honest, the Summoners can now turn around and start beating these guys down as they have overextended a little bit. In the back lines, it looks like a really nice catch here by V-Claw, pulling in the Red Duke on top of the Isolated Exalted Hero, debuffing him, lowering his speed, melee defense, and physical resistance. And he is getting absolutely hammered here in the back line. Got a little bit greedy, tried popping on top of the Claw of Nagash there, as the main fight is now being pulled back. Really nice catch, and simply what he has to do here is drive this Exalted Hero off, don't let him get into the air, hunt him down with the Hex Wraiths, and yeah, keep counter-charging with the Red Duke, just to ensure that you do in fact break him and shatter him completely. So a nice counter punch there. The early engagements certainly were Chaos favoured, so that is a really nice pick, getting the Exalted Hero. In comes another Fireball as well, targeting down, it looks like the Duke himself, getting some okay damage as well, but unfortunately that Exalted Hero has been completely shattered here. Looks like they're just saying good luck, have fun, which is all good to see, as the Forces of Chaos now realise they have to put their foot on the gas, get in here and start carving up this front line. Zombies, of course, not really going to do any damage, but they are going to tire out the Forces of Chaos here, and that's certainly going to play into the hands of the Counts with the double Mortis Engine effect, one with the Necromancer, of course, into his Corpse Cart, and the Claw of Nagash. So the Red Duke just taunting this Exalted Hero. He had killed his buddy before. A really nice play here would be bringing the Red Duke down into combat and luring the Exalted Hero to the ground where he then could get swarmed. But the Red Duke needs to be careful here. Exalted Hero did some decent work on him. We do have the first burning head of the game coming down as well. Looks like it's going in a bit of an odd formation, but it's actually catching a few of the guys as they attempt to retreat. So nice micromanagement by V-Claw, but his micro actually cost him there, and that is wrecking the Graveguard. That is huge damage. The Graveguard got completely destroyed. Skeleton Spearman as well, up to 144 kills out of the gate. Very impressive stuff indeed. In the back line though, Hex Wraiths have started to hunt down Marauder Horsemen, which is pretty good play for them. And up in the sky, the Red Duke is getting beaten pretty badly by the Exalted Hero. Hellbats are in here now as well to help muck up the hero, and if I was Palpatine, I would fall back in this engagement. You've done some good damage, get out of there. He's got healing, he has friends, just back off. Looks like Hex Wraiths are going to make it into the back line, but once again, it seems to be a trap as the Summoners of Rage do counter-charge and start clobbering the Hex Wraiths pretty damn badly here. And I believe the Summoners of Rage do magic damage, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they do. A perfect counter there. The front line not going too bad considering how bad that burning head was. They are grinding down the Chosen and Chaos Warriors, and there's some huge blobs here. Another burning head down here would be absolutely disastrous. It looks like the second Exalted Hero did stay in that combat just a bit too long, trying to get a little bit greedy, and unfortunately for them, they've been forced off. Red Duke is now going up for the air engagement, but he's going to struggle up against the Chaos Sorcerer. He needs to dip down into combat and the safety of his friends. Another burning head does come in. Once again, we see that interesting kind of arc that it does go backward side, trying to catch units on the retreat, and it gets some okay value, nowhere near as much as the first game. And the Red Duke is taking an absolute hammering here, but it looks like an Invocation of Nahek is going to be going down. Invocations are really what make the undead factions so goddamn powerful. Healing and basically having been unbreakable is pretty damn useful. It looks like we do have some Fellbats rallying in the distance, chasing off the Exalted Hero here, who has been completely shattered. Marauders now have free range to pop on top of these Crypt Horrors. Mirror Guard still going strong. Some Chaos Warriors though really need to get into the action here. Summoners of Rage trying their best to hunt down the Claw of Nagash, which isn't a bad idea. There is a lot of Grave Guard here, however. Looks like we are getting some form of banishment coming down. Flaming Sword of Ruin has been popped. It's the bound ability here from the Summoners who are trying to push their way through. They are getting pinned in though by Crypt Horrors, taking a huge amount of damage, and the Red Duke being forced away from the main battle line. However, Skull of Shielding has been popped, one of my favourite abilities, and is doing some pretty decent work. Looks like Chaos Warriors are starting to come in for the surround on top of the Graveguard, and what a close game this has been. Fantastic play by both players out of the gate. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire trying to get to grips with the Red Duke. These guys fly side by side here. Another Invocation of Nahek going down, trying to keep him nice and topped up. Now in the main engagement, it looks like the Undead are starting to gain the upper hand now, but more Chaos Warriors are starting to flood in. Mirror Guard and Chosen slowly being dragged down by the sheer weight of attrition here, as the Red Duke constantly fleeing here. Fantastic micro by V-Claw, keeping that guy active for as long as he has so far. Marauder Horsemen falling back to the safety of the Summoners of Rage, who can simply beat on these Fellbats very effectively, and also counter the Claw of Nagash not too bad. Chaos Warriors in here doing pretty good on either flank, but there are Graveguard with great weapons as well as Crypt Horrors here. Up in the skies, Red Duke is now getting some pretty decent attacks back on the Chaos Sorcerer, who has that massive debuff on him, but in comes the cavalry. Marauder Horsemen going to be getting some thrown axes, and with that the Red Duke thinks, you know what, I'm out of here, and is going to be fleeing. The main engagement is so close here, but it looks like Mirrorguard are starting to fall, and the Counts may be slightly pulling their head here on the balance of power. They are certainly. The Claw of Nagash doing such good work. Summoner's Rage, though, are going to be feasting on these Hex Wraiths, who are instantly going to be destroyed here. A nice big fat breath attack coming down the line as well. And this Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire has been really clutch. 257 kills is pretty damn ridiculous. Summoner's Rage can now turn and beat on the Claw of Nagash, but there's a ton of undead forces here, having won the infantry fight. Need to pull over and defend this boy at all costs. He is certainly going to be a powerhouse into the late game, but this could change the game up here. The Red Duke needs to escape this. He does not want to duel the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire. Yes, he's a more powerful combatant. Oh, actually, Model Horsemen are out of ammunition, so maybe he does want to fight this. It's going to be pretty close. Sword of Anti-Heroes has been popped, however, and the Red Duke taking huge damage here. He needs to flee and get out of here, as this could cost him the game here. It looks like he has dominated the ground fight. There's some Chaos Warriors and Summoners still doing their work. Without their Lord, undead forces really start to struggle. And this is such a good duel up in the sky. The Red Duke, it looks like, is down to 591 health. I don't know if he can afford to turn and flee at this point. A big invocation is coming down, but he's up against 2,000 health. It looks like he is stabilizing just a little bit, quite near his healing cap here. What an epic fight here up in that high ground. A fireball comes in point blank range and misses. That is very clutch, and it looks like that is in fact going to determine the engagement and the battle here, as the Chaos Sorcerer Lord does get shattered. What a game to open up this series. If that fireball had hit, it could have well switched over to the other side there. Fantastic. That was awesome. That was awesome. What a game. If every game's like that, guys, I'm going to be incredibly knackered by the end of this. So, really fun build actually coming from the Chaos in a matchup which normally is considered quite bad for them. I think that, honestly, the build probably would have beaten the Claw if he didn't get a little bit too greedy with his exalted heroes. And of course, one or two more fireballs wouldn't have gone amiss aiming at the Red Duke. But fantastic play by the Claw, keeping that guy active for as long as possible, knowing that eventually he will be able to grind out the infantry game. And yeah, fantastic micro all round by both players. So it's going to be 1-0 here to RTK. It looks like the guys have already popped out. Let me update the scoreboard. So, Stormrunner and Alric Ral, if you'd like to join the lobby, the password is 123. Let us upgrade that there. Boom. Let's see if I've got these guys on chat. So Stormrunner was running a little bit late, so if he can't make it, Geese Howard is going to be taking his place. So I'll drop him a message in just a second, and there is Alric Ral. And let's switch the matchup before the map before these guys actually get in here. Let's go Gorgazan. Alric Ral, absolute champ as well. He's played on the channel before. And I believe won a couple of our King of the Hills. Really cool dude all round. So let's message Stormrunner. Make sure he's all here. Storm. Okay, Geese Howard man, get ready just in case Storm can't make it. He did have an emergency at work, so he was hopeful to be back in time. So wait for these boys to join. I can chat with you guys. How did you find that? GG, so close. GG's, man. That was such a fun game. It was so... I got so hyped. Sorry about the screaming into the mic. That was some insane stuff. An old-fashioned before Bloodline build. These zombies are going to melt. The zombies do melt, but that's their job. They're there just to tire out their enemy, to be honest. Looks like Alric Ral has popped in. What's up, H1? Hope you're doing all good, my dude. Ooh, right, Alric Ral is here. Hey, dude. You give Storm just a couple of minutes. It's Alric, so I'm just messaging one of the RTK guys. Alric versus Storm. And afterwards we'll have Mr. Worldwide up against Scourge of the West. Okay. I'll give Storm back just a couple of minutes, but if he doesn't make it on, then Geese Howard, feel free to hop in. Oh, looks like confusion with the list. Hang on a sec. Oh crap, I think I've sent them two different lists. This may be my bad. So I'm just talking to Kafka here. Dun dun. Different student Jixie. We have Alec Ral in here anyway, so we'll see how that goes. It will be DBD guy. Pick the team. Yes, but I sorted the list before. Cool. Let's see what I sent to Jixie. Who, massive shout out to Jixie, by the way. They helped me set up the entire thing. So, it should be Storm versus Alec Ral, Scourge of the West. So, cool. So, I think East Howard, you're probably going to have to hop in, man. I could have won, I just know what I did wrong. Yeah, Palpatine, honestly, man, that was a really great game. Honestly, that was some pretty fantastic stuff in a tough matchup. I don't know why he's saying... It's wrong because we picked Mr. Worldwide versus Storm. I did random matchups, not picked. So all the matchups today are random. So people put forward their 1v1s, and then I just give them numbers and randomise them. So Geese Howard, you are going to take Stormrunner's place. It looks like he's still at work, unfortunately. It's Geese. Pendragon was already playing 2. Sorry guys, about a bit of confusion. Just sorting out a little bit of admin here. Hey, looks like we do have Geese up. So a little bit of change at the last second here, but nothing to worry about. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, man, I'm doing all good. I am actually very excited to see all the new DLC stuff. Staying inside as well. And there's Troll Times. Hope you're all good as well. For those who don't know, H1 League does run the Twitch and YouTube channel, H1 Sun. And hosts tournaments himself as well. Very, very cool dude indeed. Played in a few of them. Awesome. Just let Eric know. Geese is replacing Storm, who had an emergency. So Geese picks first. Cool, cool. Chaos Lord instead of Sorcerer. That could definitely work. Would have certainly helped in that late game engagement there up against the Vampire Lord. But honestly, that game was so back and forth the entire way that I think it's pretty hard to call. And yes, you can pick apart tiny bits of each person's performance, but at the end of the day, it's just two good guys having a good clash. Isn't Peck and Ban? No, check Discord. Cool, let's send them a link. I'll get him a link. And there we go. Cool. Yeah, let these guys sort it out. Cool. I'm going to come chill with you. Sorry about that. I had to sort that stuff out. For every, like, a star puppy is born, and that is a really good thing since they're almost extinct in the old world. Well, we're about to get a ton more coming in soon with Imric the Dragon Prince. I've had a little look at some of his buffs and campaign mechanics, and we're certainly going to be doing an Imric the Dragon Prince campaign here on the channel. It might be the only one I do. I might do a head-to-head up against someone as well with Grom versus the Warden, which could be pretty good fun. What's up, Pector? Hope you're doing good, man. You haven't missed too much. You've only missed the first game, which was crazy. V-Claw up against Papa Palpatine in a very close set of games. Yes, yes. Chaos Air Force is underrated. It is. It's risky, in my opinion, because I like the build, but again, if you go double Terrorgeist, you're in big problems. But at the same time, the Flaming Sword buff's really quite nice. Okay, so Geese, check Discord for the... Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, that's it. So I've been trying to communicate, obviously, to two different clans through like one person can be a bit tough. So I'm going to just message both of them the rules for picking and banning. Sent you both the rules for pick and ban. Cool. So I can get up the rules for you guys. Have a little look at if you'd like. Dun, 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 dun. So what happens here is both players put two factions into a pool. So player A, which in this case would be Geese Howard, adds a faction in. Then Alric Raoul adds one in, and keep going there. So it's A, B, B, A is the system it works. So Geese Howard puts one in, Alric Raoul puts two in, Geese puts one in. Then the person who was the second player to put one in bans a faction, and then the other one bans a faction, and there you go. You have your 1v1. So if that's a little bit confusing, but should be all good. Cheers, bud. No worries. So it looks like into the pool, Geese Howard is putting Beastmen. I know he is a big Geese man friend. What's up, Prussian Prince? I love the new DLC. Can't wait to stream tomorrow. No! I have a tragic story about that H1. It's really sad. I was this close. Like, I was 20 subs off getting early access, I believe. I think you needed 500 subs to get the early access. On, like, the second wave of stuff. And I'm, like, 480-ish. So it was really upsetting. But, you know, I'll make sure to tune into your channel and check out all that good stuff. Prussian Prince. Gonna be great to see you in action here, man. Maybe you and Poison Ducky should make one. Yeah, that is an idea, Magnus. Poison Ducky, who's going to be playing today, is a YouTuber as well, so I may end up doing a head-to-head with him if he's down for it. But I'm going to do the Imric one first, so... Discord link does not open. Okay, you pick two, then I add one. Yeah, I'll let them guys sort it out. Sorry for this little bit of downtime, guys. But we're in no rush here. Should be chill. I'm just so excited it's not going to be like a 5-hour and something stream. Prussian Prince, are you back making Total War content? I very much hope so. I missed the... I think Prussian Prince was a big YouTuber back in the day. And then when I came in, you'd taken a break out, and now you've returned, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Oh, I can try sending him the link again if it hasn't opened. Okay, looks like someone to. Let's go for that. There you go. Don't know why it sent a different link the last time. It should be all cool. We are actually using the RTK rule system for it, so I'm not sure how many Clan Wars Alric Raoul has taken part in. Very competitive player, though. Yep, I am. Awesome! That's really good to hear, man. I need to go check out your channel. I hope everyone else does as well. Prussian Prince, a legend in the game. It was like a rumour when I entered the scene. It's like, oh, it's this legendary Prussian Prince. This warrior from a bygone era, and he has returned to lift up his sword. What's up, Taboo? How's it going, man? Welcome, welcome. You've only missed one game so far in this Clan War, so we're doing 3 best of 1s, with V-Claw taking the first game there, 2 2v2s, and 1 3v3. And you're even going to see me play as well in the last 2 games, which is going to be interesting, trying to cast and play at the same time, but I guess it gives you guys a bit of a different perspective on the battlefield. So Alric Raoul is going Tomb Kings and Bretonnians. Oof. Not happy about that. So it looks like Geese is going to have to play Dark Elves up against either Tomb Kings or Bretonnians, which, it's not terrible. I feel like Dark Elves can pretty much play up against anyone. Alric Raoul, personally, I've seen him play a lot of Norska before, I believe. Am I thinking of someone else? No, I think that might be Suave. But, yeah, it'd be interesting. I recently only bummed you didn't get early access. No worry, man, it's fine. It's fine. I was a little bit like gutted just because it was so close, but you know, I'll still get to enjoy all the good stuff when it does come out. I go balls to the wall. Chaos Sorcerer fight on Dragon, 2 heroes of Manticore with fire ability, Horse Masters, yeah. All that good stuff. Oh, Pacta, who's your other favourite streamer, man? There's another? Oh, so you're cheating on me. Scourge of the West, we are using Warhammer Cup rules, which is the same as H1's. And the 3v3 is going to be... No, we're not using banner rules, we're using Warhammer Cup rules. Which are pretty damn close. But I did send this all to Jixie, so hopefully he managed to pass it on to all you guys. And yeah, but to be honest, it's quite a chill tournament, this one. We're just having good fun. It's just a good way to bring clans together and showcase their ability. No, Alric! Where art thou? Looks like he did drop. Hopefully his game didn't crash. I'll send him another invite in just a second. Just wondering about tournaments as a rule. Is it okay to include campaign-specific units? Unfortunately, you cannot, Taboo, use campaign-specific units. That'd be very cool, though. Game crash. No worries, like Raul. No worries. Alric is simply going to be popping back online here. It does happen. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. And I am going to be relatively strict on the rules, but at the same time, if people make a tiny mistake, it's fine. We're not playing for money or anything here. Eventually, I am going to start doing tournaments with prize pools and stuff, but that's more when I get a little bit bigger, and I can kind of figure out how to do that type of stuff a little bit more. Oh man, we've got a lot of people watching. Hope you guys are all enjoying. And thank you for talking to me as well during this downtime, but we will get underway as soon as these guys do pop back in. Obviously, getting a load of time now to prepare their builds, which should be some good fun. Next round, we do have Scourge of the West up against Mr. Worldwide. And then after that, we have two 2v2s with Achilles and V Claw going up against Darth Pendragon and Geese Howard. Then we have Jixie and Scythe up against myself and Poison Ducky. And then a 3v3 to end out the stream, which should be some good fun. Cool. Is Arik Ral back online now? Looks like he is. Pop him the invite. Get this underway. Arik has duck phobia. It's a thing, man. There's a type of phobia, which is a fear of somewhere out there, like a duck is watching you or something. Someone can probably find it. Someone put it in my Discord a while ago, but it's like the idea that you're constantly worried a duck is watching you, which technically is happening when you play on my channel. What's up, David the White Lizard? Hope you're all good, buddy. You're here for the clan war. You haven't missed too much so far, just one game. Looks like he's back. Hey. So we do have Bretonnia up against Dark Elves. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I really stay away from Bretonnia and Dark Elves, to be honest, as two factions I have limited knowledge on. Personally, Dark Elves seem good in every single matchup. I hate facing them, simply for the waves of arrows, which are armor-piercing and blot out the sun, can be really painful. But a Night Rush could be expected by Arik Ral. I've seen him do that before. Dark Elves can certainly win the infantry game quite comfortably. And we will have to wait and see, though. Hopefully see some glorious stuff. I have a disgustingly memey but fun plan for the 3v3, which could go horribly wrong, or could be horribly amazing. So these boys are ready, so let's get this cracking. Have a little sip of my drink. And we are on Gorgazan. Very orc-sounding name. Quite a nice open map as well. Got a lot of range and potential for skirmishing here. Pacta believes this is slightly Bretonnian favoured. I would probably agree with you. And Pacta is a master of the elven races, so he certainly knows his stuff. Does some very cool and awesome Wood Elf play. I actually had some really cool replay sent to me recently by Loopy, which I'm going to try and get onto the channel, of some pretty outrageous Wood Elf builds. Anyway, without further ado, let's hop in here and have a quick look at Alric Ral's build. So we have cheap and cheerful peasant bowmen. These guys do a pretty decent job for their cost. That consistent fire over the course of the game can do a lot of work, but if they get picked on by any big kind of burst attacks and so forth, they will instantly be running for the hills here. For his main battle line, it looks like he's gone a little bit bad to the bone with some men-at-arms instead of peasants, which is a little bit upsetting. Oh no, we've got the 3 peasants in between. Don't know how I missed them. So a mixture of peasants and men-at-arms in the front line. And, oh, this is glorious. It's not the blessed version, but we still have a filled trebuchet by Alric Ral here. So going to be taking a bit more of a defensive approach with the Bretonnians, which is quite an odd pick, but should be some good fun. It looks like we have Grail Knights on one flank. And is that all we have for knights? What is this peasant-led Bretonnia? So we have the Grail Knights here, which are anti-large, living saints as well, which is a pretty big boon to have on your CV. So they should be doing pretty good. It looks like we have 2 of them over there. Okay. So we have Grail Knights and Defenders of Fleur de Lis, Regiment-renowned Knights Errand, and we also have the Companions as well, which is Regiment-renowned Quest Knights. So actually a decent cav corps overall. We have the Fey Enchantress to be healing them up with Regrowths and Earthbloods, and up in the skies we have a Paladin on a Pegasus and a second Paladin on a Pegasus with some Royal Pegasus Knights. So really fun build actually, quite well balanced. He has decent mobility with the cav and air force, archers to pull apart cheap and cheerful chaff, and men-at-arms to hold the line, going for a very wide spread out engagement, and we are all good as well on the sides. Now, for the forces of the Dark Elves and Geese Howard, who's also going to be up in one of the 2v2 games later, in the front line he has Dread Spears all the way dotted along. Secondary line we have Black Ark Corsairs mixed in with the Sisters of Singing Doom, who need to be really careful here. Those peasant archers will tear apart these poor ladies very quickly. We have the Chill of Sontar showing its back to the Bretonnians, not thinking that they are worthy of seeing its glorious and beautiful faces. Now, this can be a bit of a trap. A lot of people like to shoot at the Chill of Sontar early on, but it does have that nice regeneration. We have Cold One Knights and Dark Riders over on this left-hand side. I believe I did see Snesh's Harvesters early on as well. It looks like just Doomfire Warlocks, as well as another unit of Cold One Knights here. Scourge Runner Chariots, and Malekith on a Cold One. A pretty damn interesting pick here. Normally see him on top of his mighty Black Dreaded Dragon, but he's going to come in with Gaze of Malice and Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer going to be very potent if he can get it on top of that big blob of cavalry at any point, but there's a lot of troops to grind through here, and I really love this formation coming in by Alric Ral. It's going to be pretty tough to get on top of these peasant bowmen and drag them down, and the constant fire from those guys will definitely be able to tear apart the Sisters and some of these high-value targets. And battle is underway, both forces moving towards each other. Looks like the Field Trebuchet are going to be taking the high ground, trying to make Obi-Wan as proud as possible, and launch some boulders. It doesn't have the best targets here, and it's not the most accurate piece of artillery as well, but you can say do some damage to the Black Hawk Corsairs and this front line, and even the cavalry if it can reach them. Paladins starting to swoop forward as well, just scouting out to the opposition. It looks like we do have good luck, have fun, which is always good to see. The whole kind of meaning behind Death Before Dishonor, which is the DBD, is that, you know, you're there to play, and of course you want to win, but you would rather lose before dishonouring yourself by cheating or being a bad sport or any of that stuff. And all the games I've played with the RTK guys before as well, they've all been fantastic sports, so it's good to see. Now, Dread Spears taking some lethal damage as they do turn formation and take a boulder to the face. Looks like they have switched into more columns before kind of roaming out once again. It's going to be a tough build to get to grips with this Bretonnian one. Yes, the peasants will fall very quickly, but Dread Spears aren't the best at chewing through chaff. Efficiently, that's going to be more for the Chill of Sontar and the Sisters Singing Doom, but the whole time they're pulling apart chaff, these archers are going to be pulling them apart. A little bit of early skirmish as the Fey Enchantress takes a couple of shots to the face. The Field Trebuchet coming in once again, but this time going a little bit short up against those guys. Scourge Runner Chariot's army poking at the Royal Pegasus Knights, and they still got protection from Dark Riders with some Cold One Knights relatively close as well, doing some cycle charging in the front before pulling back to protect their key assets here. Looks like it's going to be a slow engagement as the peasants do start to filter in on this flank. Fey Enchantress is very overextended here. She should be fine. There's nothing too mobile that should be able to catch it, but she's got to be a little bit careful. Paladins and Royal Pegasus Knights are floating around, perhaps trying to hop on top of the Scourge Runner Chariots where possible, coming in for a big bomb here. But they've got to be very careful of the Cold One Knights, who can deal with some pretty huge damage. But it looks like it was just a little bit of a tease there, buying more and more time for this Field Trebuchet. Up to 18 kills so far isn't too bad. Unfortunately, these glorious peasant mobs, no kills, and are going to be soon running for the hills, but I don't blame them up against the Chill of Sontar. Cold War Knights thinking about charging into the front line here as well. Nice patient play by both players. Some of the Peasant Bowmen getting a little bit too close for comfort, so they do fall back. But the brilliant thing here about Alec Rahl's build is his men-at-arms and peasants are simply going to run back to his main lines, regroup, and then they can come back out again, constantly making this engagement go on longer and longer, which is good for those guys and their trebuchet. Squadron Chariots have done a little bit of poke here to Paladins, but they're not the easiest of targets to hit. Just as I say that, they hit every single shot into this Paladin, and some pretty awesome work, but of course there is all the healing from the Fate Enchantress. Peasant mobs have been completely destroyed and surrounded here by Doomfire Warlocks as expected. Fate Enchantress considering getting a little bit closer, but then pulling back once more. I'd like to see the Dread Spears and Black Ark Corsairs getting a little bit aggressive on this flank and pushing into those Peasant Bowmen, while all the Cav is distracted. Looks like the Cav at the moment just mirroring the Paladins as well as the Fey Enchantress protecting this back line. More arrow fighters coming in on the Doomfire Warlocks who do lack armour, so that is a nice pick. Peasants have been sent back in flocks, and that must be pretty demoralising seeing your forces run back upon you, but it is only filthy peasants. I'm sure the Knights won't mind. Beautiful volley coming to the Cold War Knights here by the Trebuchet, which is up on that glorious high ground, up to 22 kills now. Spearmen are starting to push forward, but Paladin's going to try and take this as an excuse to hop in there and bully these guys. In comes the Ground Knights as well for a lancing and thunderous charge into the Dread Spears, flinging these guys back before once again pulling back. Nice micro here. Looks like a Soul Stealer is going to be going down though, catching both Paladins plus the Grail Knights. That is pretty damn good stuff, but of course it's not going to be healing up Malekith, so not the best value, but still some decent work. Nice Lancers charges coming in by the defenders of Fleur de Lis, but they have been hunted down by Cold War Knights now. They may get caught up on some of their own peasants, but looks like the brave peasants are going to fling themselves in the way of the Cold War Knights with a bit of protection. Do take a tiny bit of damage there themselves. Shield of Sontar still very healthy here, as much as the Dark Elf forces have taken a tiny bit of a battering. A big breath attack comes in as well, trying to nip at the heels of the companions, but they manage to pull back and escape to this nice defensive formation. In come the arrows raining down on the Chill. He won't mind too much, of course, with his regeneration. Men-at-Arms are now slowly being dragged into combat as well. Cold War Knights being used to constantly hammer in the front line over and over again, which is getting some pretty good work, as a Gaze of Malice is dropping on these peasant mobs, just trying to break them and force them off a little bit quicker. Black Orc Corsairs, though, will make pretty short work of them with their dual-wielding swords, carving up these peasants quite quickly. Once again, the Dark Elves pulling back defensively, and it looks like he's just going to try and see out the ammunition of the Field Trebuchet, which might be worth it, honestly. Oh my god, that was a disgusting volley. The Sisters of Singing Doom take huge damage there as the archers auto-focus them down and punish them hard. In comes a second volley, and look at their health just deteriorate here. They are trying to go really aggressive now and push into the back lines. Cold War Knights trying to hop on top of the Peasant Bowmen, but this is what Alec Rahl has been waiting for. All his heavy cav is going to come out, and so much teasing and back and forth, but the longer the game goes on, I think the Peasant Bowmen and Trebuchet is really going to pay for themselves, so Dark Elves need to get aggressive. Over here, we do have Men-at-Arms going up against Dread Spears, doing some pretty good fighting back and forth. 15 kills on these guys. Not often do you get to see such basic troops get some nice kills. Looks like the back line is starting to get overrun, though, as the Spearmen do start legging it for the hills. All of the Knights come charging down here, but it's going to be another... Oh, it's going to be an Earthbud. See, a fat Soul Stealer here would be super nice on top of all these high-value troops. Looks like Black Ark Corsairs are getting hit, and a glorious Soul Blight. In comes the Doomfire Warlocks and Malekith, and this is a really key engagement. Get the Chill of Sontar over here as quickly as possible. Soul Stealer, Soul Blight, this is glorious, as the Bretonnians paying a high price for having to protect their back line. Nice counter punch by Alec Rahl here, though, as Paladins and Pegasus Knights constantly hunt down the Squadron of Chariots who are desperately trying to get into that back line and shut down the peasants. But as we can see, defenders are starting to run for the hills, the companions are stuck in there and rampaging, and that is a really nice play there coming in by the Dark Elves. Peasant mobs and Men-at-Arms trying to get back to assist, but Dark Riders simply going to lance those guys in the face. And a very close game. Black Ark Corsairs and Malekith could be used to shut down the Field Trebuchet, and in the back line it looks like this nice arrow core has been kept active, thanks due to this Paladin hunting down at these Squadron Chariots. There's still plenty of healing on the field for the Fey Enchantress, and a lot of these troops could rally and come back and get some pretty good value coming in. A Gaze of Malice does come down, trying to finish off the Field Trebuchet where possible, and the Chill of Sontar now taking huge damage to the consistent fire of all four Peasant Bowmen. Needs to try and get a range as quickly as possible. It was a really nice push by the Dark Elves, but a lot of their forces are starting to be forced back here. In the back lines, there are some Dread Spears chasing Cheap and Shift with Chaff, so they need to try and get in here and help deal with the Cav. Nice micro on the Squadron of Chariots, though, bouncing around between the Peasant Bowmen, keeping Alec Rahl's micro honest here. It looks like the defenders have managed to rally here, and with some healing, they still have 16 models, so that's not too bad. Although the companions have also been forced off, as well as the field trebuchet. Balance of power slightly in favour of the forces of Bretonnia so far, but mainly due to their hero core, as the rest of their troops are starting to leg it quite badly. And the more and more chance the Chill of Sontar gets to heal up, the more balanced that power bar will be. In the back lines here, Black Orc Corsair is easily going to be able to clear up men-at-arms. It looks like we even have some nasty, sneaky magic coming down here. In the back line, Royal Pegasus Knights being used to clear up the returning units, which is pretty good. Sisters of Singing Doom attempting to rampage these guys, but they are unfortunately shattered there. And it looks like it is going to be this big old Benny Hill, chase in the high ground here. As Malekith still very healthy as well, not a bad duelist himself, but double Paladin with healing is going to be really tough to deal with. Chill of Sontar coming in with a breath attack down the lines of these men-at-arms, almost breaking them before they even engage with the Dread Spears. And then comes that glorious large Scourge Runner Chariot, running over these guys, sending them flying. All the archers are back online and still have decent ammunition. The field trebuchet has managed to rally, as well as all of these knights, and they're simply going to come back here, blob up, and get some nice healing from the Fey Enchantress, who does have Earth Blood, so you can catch quite a lot of those troops. I do love a good game though, where it comes into kind of two phases. So the early skirmish phase, the huge battle, and then these guys both kind of regrouping their forces, trying to protect their assets where they can. Looks like Pegasus Knights relatively healthy, up to 44 kills as well. Chill of Sontar just going to be healing up as much as possible. Dread Spears do start to re-engage and push forwards. Looks like the Fey Enchantress floating around the sides with the Paladin, and this is going to be the main problem for the Dark Elves. They could probably finish off the beat-up Knights and hunt down the Peasant Bowmen where possible, but it's going to be the hero core that I just don't think they're going to have the potential to beat. These guys are anti-large, so they're going to be able to deal with the Chill of Sontar relatively effectively, as well as Malekith, who of course is large one on his cold one. However, if he does have another Soul Sealer and gets it on this hero blob, that could certainly turn an engagement if he can get a nice one with the Chill and Malekith at the same time. Dark Rise desperately trying to push forward on top of the Peasant Bowmen, but looks like they are getting focus fire down pretty hard. The Knights simply waiting to get a nice downhill charge on any units which do get too close. Looks like the Spearmen are prepared for this and are going to brace themselves. And it looks like these guys are facing the wrong way. And a nasty charge down the rear as Dread Spears do come in for the counter, as well as the Chill of Sontar. It looks like we're going to get in another Soul Stealer down, catching all three of the Knights, and that's probably going to finish and start to drive those guys back as the Death Blob has formed. Going to be hunting down at the Peasant Bowmen. This Air Force really needs to get aggressive and come back here and protect its assets, as he doesn't want to allow the Dark Elves any way back into the game. It looks like the defenders, yeah, they've broken. The Grey Knights have managed to rally, and they've still got a decent amount of healing left on their caps. But to be honest, when these guys are so low model count like this, when they get in combat, they are quite likely to break. Some of the peasants are being forced off here. The flying units looking to isolate the spearmen on this flank. They will take them apart quite quickly, but at the end of the day, it still is just Dread Spears. It looks like peasants do turn and shoot. Nice staggered formation as well to allow crossfire. Looks like Dread Spears considered getting in there, but decided to once again pull back. Really trying to protect this Scourge Runner Chariot. He's been a bit of a pain driving around on his lonesome here. It looks like these Paladins may be lured into a fight up against the Chill and Malekith, but they're going to be falling back and getting back up into the sky. More Archer Fire is raining down. Peasants still relatively healthy ammunition-wise. Some Black Ark Corsairs overextending a little bit, but it looks like Geese Howard does recognise this and be falling back away from the companions, but a little bit too late here, I think. Dread Spears can attempt to shut these guys down, but they're simply going to be doing nice cycle charging, which is what you expect over here. I love the fact that the field trebuchet crew are still online, but they just can't get back to their machinery, so they're having to kind of lurk back here with the peasants. You can see the Bretonians using their added mobility to isolate targets where possible and pull them apart. The problem for the Dark Elves here is they want to bunch up and defend each other, but once they do that, they can't hunt down the Peasant Bowmen. It's a bit of a rough situation as the balance of power does start to slip away from them here. The Chill of Sontar taking quite a few arrows to the face now. You can see his health ticking down quite nicely. Still about 4,000 health though, and a decent amount of regeneration left. The Scourge Runner Chariot is going to be forced off, even though Malekith has managed to break into this back line. But honestly, if I was Alagral, I'd be hopping with both my Paladins here on to the Chill of Sontar, trying to finish him off and seal up the game. If all does go badly, you can simply fly back up into the sky and get the lovely Fey Enchantress to heal you up. All good. Peasant Bowmen doing their glorious work. They've been really key here, actually, managing to pull apart the Dark Elf army and forcing that long engagement in the beginning. Chill of Sontar, stand your ground has been popped, but in come the double Paladins. The arcs of fire from both sides. This is going to be game as the Hydra is pulled down here. Fortunately for him, he did pretty good work overall though, 81 kills. It looks like he is going to be healing up quite a lot nicely there. But unfortunately, he's going down. Army losses are just about to set in here now. Looks like Malekith desperately trying to hold the line. He has indeed hopped on top of the Fey Enchantress, giving her 1 or 2 good spankings before he does flee back to Nagaryth. That was a really awesome game. Honestly, the missile pressure from the Bretonnians, I think, is what won it. It allowed him to force the Dark Elves out, basically. And yes, Geesehow did a fantastic job, you know, playing patiently, which he didn't need to rush in, and he didn't rush in. Got some pretty good early skirmishing, going for tit for tat there, and then eventually managed to break into the back line. But using all the heavy cav as a backline protection, and using the flying core to be the harass, I really liked that build quite a lot. GG, well played. See you in the 2v2. So we do have our final 1v1 up next, and that is going to be the mighty Mr. Worldwide up against Scourge of the West. If you boys are listening, password is 123. If you can't find a link, please do let me know on Discord, and I will add you on Steam. Alric got a full unit of swords off in the middle of nowhere. He did remember them and brought them back. That was a pretty damn fun game overall. Good fun stuff. So, let us update the scoreboard. RTK taking a nice early lead here. Each of the games, including the 2v2 and 3v3, are going to be 1 point, by the way. It's just the easiest way of sorting out, basically. So, let's pop into the Discord. And let these guys know they're up. So, we have Scourge of the West, and I don't know if Worldwide is in my Discord. Oh, that's because I was doing it in the wrong chat. There he is, Mr. Worldwide. You are up, dude. Password 123. Tyrant of the Hag coming in here. Love the name. Love the name. And this is in fact Scourge of the West. So let's switch the map. Let's go for a nice close quarters one. We've been mixed up with some bigger ones. We're going to go old school and go for the mighty. Where is it? Troll Country. I am just going to be picking maps at random from basically good tournament maps done from, I believe it's Falcon who created the list of competitive matchups. No shame in that defeat. No, man, that was a good game, dude. That was really good. Alric is a very good player. I don't think I've managed to actually beat him yet, and he's done very good in recent tournaments as well. Some good fun, but GG's all round. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. Yes, Pacto, that's the reason why this is slightly Brett favoured. Combination of superior cav charges. Yeah, you pretty much summed up there, man. That was some really good play. The big punch from the Dark Elves wasn't quite enough to knock out the Bretonnians. They broke off so many of the knights. There was enough distance between where the battle was taking place and the edge of the map that all those knights rallied and could be healed up. Because that big Soul Blight with the Malekith and all the Cold One knights charging in was a pretty huge engagement. I'm ready. Awesome. Let me know if you can't find the lobby. So sorry about the miscommunication before. It looks like they thought Mr. Worldwide was going to be up against in the second game instead of the third one. But we will see. Can you mind me pick and ban there? Sure, I'll send on Discord. And it will be Mr. Worldwide to pin first. Cool. Scourge is a decent player. He is indeed, man. Scourge is very good. He was formerly a member of VM back in the day. He says he's a bit rusty, but we needed one more player, and I know he wanted to play before. He might just be working today as a kind of mercenary and hopping in for a bit of a trial, because I think he was quite a large part of the organisation of Clan VM before, and it can, it can take a bit of a toll on you, so I think he wants to take a break for a while. So he's going to pop in and see how it feels. I'm pretty sure it should be some good fun, man. Pactra, of course, is a representative of ODM, who we've had on the channel as well. Let's see. Hopefully Mr. Worldwide is popping on. I can't find it, no worries. I'll send friend code. Cool. Can happen when, of course, people are trying to connect. Oh, I was just buying the DLC, actually. I need to come off that. Which I'm pretty excited for. Let's add a friend. I love the name, by the way, Mr. Worldwide. Isn't that Pitbull or something? I believe the rapper. Scorch dodges me on ladder. Bro, I would dodge you on ladder, Aristone. So many tree men. Like, there's just tree men everywhere. It's just impossible to defeat. Aristone, are you part of a clan? I can't remember if you are or not. I can't remember, but I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, please do consider giving the video a big old thumbs up. It actually really helps out in spreading it and giving it a bit of longevity. And Clan Wars is certainly something I want to be bringing back and having consistently on the channel, as well as Clan Civil Wars as well, which we're certainly trying to get RTK over to do that as well. It tends to be a smaller format of just, you get 4 players from a clan, and they go head-to-head in a mini tournament against each other. So, who on earth has tasted my cream? Mr. Worldwide, there we go. Password is 123, buddy. Perhaps he thinks I am somebody else. He's too tremendous. I love it, Cyber Pansy. QSA, that's the one. That's the one. I knew you were something. QSA. Hey, dude. Do you know the pick and ban system worldwide? So yeah, we've got a different system as well for the 2v2s, and then the 3v3 may just be blind picks. It depends. If it's like a really close tie or something, then we can find a competitive way of doing it. But I think blind picks could be quite funny, and we certainly have some meme ideas coming in. Suave! What's up, my bro? How's it going, man? Nice to see some representation from both clans as well in chat. Yes, Aerocrastics clan. He's a super cool guy, man. I haven't got to speaking to him too much, but I like his podcast. Hard to know when they don't use tags. Maybe they are ashamed. Oof, packed are big words. I can send on Discord. Oh, how's it? A picks 1, B picks 2, A picks 1. Yes. Yup. You are up first. Cool, cool, cool. We are going to be on Troll Country, one of my favourite maps. A lot of people don't like it, but it's quite small and compact, but it makes a real blood and thunder affair in my opinion, as both armies just clash together and pull each other apart limb by limb, which is, you know, a fun way of playing. I hope Turin's going to be bringing back Clan Wars relatively soon as well. I was enjoying them quite a bit. I know he does a different format to us. It's always good as well to get in these midweek tournaments. My first pick is Lizardmen. Yes, Mr. Worldwide. You are you may be my enemy today, technically, as an RTK member, but you are a hero in my heart for picking the Lizardmen. They are without doubt my favourite faction. I can play quite a few, luckily, because I don't get the most time to play, but I have a decent amount of time to cast, so I end up seeing a lot of the different forces anyway from a lot of decent players as well who send in replays and so forth. And if you want to get involved, by the way, in events like this in the future, I run King of the Hills, tournaments, all that good stuff, feel free to join my Discord as well, link just down below. But enough of plugging myself there. Back into the glory. So I'm interested to see who Scourge of the West picks here. He hasn't played on the channel for quite some time. He did say he's been a little bit rusty, but he's eager to hop back in here and spill some blood. But he's called Tyrant of the Hag, I believe is his name here, so I'm expecting Dark Elves to turn up, who can be a relatively good counter to Lizardmen. I think the matchup's probably about 55-45 in the favour of the Dark Elves, simply due to the sheer amount of long-range firepower they can bring and armour piercing. They're just so good. Dark Elves are up there with all the undead factions, in my opinion. Let's have a little sip of my drink. Cool. Time to the Hag is picking Dark Elves and Vampire Coast here. Two very nasty factions, I would consider high up, and both pretty good counters to the Lizardmen. So what's going to happen, I think, Mr. Worldwide will pick a different faction, and Time to the Hag is simply going to ban whatever faction that is and go up against the Lizardmen. Would be my guess. In this matchup, I suppose it's always quite good to pick a fairly flexible faction as your first pick if you are player A. Gives you a bit more options, otherwise you can be counterpicked a little bit. How many bad puns can I make before I get permabanned from this channel? Amov, you can make as many bad puns as you want, man. You have free reign. You could be like the... I don't know what it's called. Like not admin. What's it called when you have someone who like helps out with chat? You could be like the pun commander of whatever that is. Wear it with pride, not by force. You say Pact is on time, Amove. He did actually miss the first game, I believe. What's up, Zutron Smith? Really well played, by the way. Zutron Smith is Geese Howard. Second pick is High Elves. Okay, these guys are going to be getting to banning soon. Both Dark Elves and Wood Elves vs Lizardmen is quite even, though. Yeah, I would say it's relatively even. I would say it slightly favours Dark Elves, whereas the Wood Elf matchup slightly favours the Lizardmen, but they can both be pretty damn good. I even don't mind Lizardmen into High Elves, at least at the moment. Of course, this is pre-patch. Oh, there's going to be some interesting changes coming in, actually, with that patch. It's going to alter so many like different matchups, and we'll have quite a nice shockwave as well. So you'll see the meta change, new tactics coming in. It's always an exciting time. Oh, it looks like it actually bans the Lizardmen here. Okay, I thought he would ban the High Elves, because then you have either Dark Elves or Vampires up against Lizardmen, which I think is slightly more favourable. In this matchup, a lot of people actually like bringing High Elves into it. Simply due to the sheer amount of cheap RFI you can get. You can't go Avalon. Oh, okay, no, so it's good. So they can't switch to a sub-faction unless you declare it beforehand. Don't encourage him, Rubber Duck. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Moderator, thank you. Sorry, my brain gets fried after about an hour in of streaming. You should have seen the 5-hour stream, Jesus. Towards the end, I was rambling so much. I ended up like having to order a takeaway partway through as well, and it was a mission. It was great fun, and an awesome event. It was actually one of the biggest videos on the channel, but it's it can take it out of you slightly. So up after this, we will have our first 2v2, which I'm very excited about. Praying to the internet gods, as everyone does connect quite nicely. Of course, 2v2s and 3v3s can be quite a problem, especially when I'm spectating. So luckily, for the last two games, I will in fact be playing just to try and level out the lag a little bit. But in our first 2v2, I believe we do have Achilles and V Claw up against Darth Pendragon and Geese Howard. And round 2, we'll have Jixie, who helped organise this whole event, so massive shout out to them. And Cypher up against myself and Poison Ducky, so the Duck tag team. I actually played Cypher recently in tournaments, in Noob for Life's tournament, and it was some fantastic games. They were both incredibly close. I'm really looking forward to that. And then, of course, a 3v3 at the end. Bam, bam, bam. So these guys are sorting out their builds. Any questions, feel free to ask me now, by the way. In this lovely little bit of downtime. Can't make too many puns because they all sound similar after a while. That's okay, I'm bad and don't understand the matchups anyway. I'm sorry, Duck, but I can't give my like to the Lizard Boys shop. That's unfortunate, man. Andy the Shark, hi man. That is a potent question. Which faction should you play as on campaign if you want to have the complete restoration of the Soviet Union experience? Dwarfs. You need to regain all that territory that you once owned. And yeah, dwarfs. I'm going to say Ungrim because of the flag, the red flag, of course, of Krakadrin. And yeah, go for Krakadrin dwarfs, I would say. On Mortal Empires, of course. Vampires, everyone is dead except the one dictator. Let's check on these boys. Looks like they're all good still. Gonna double check Discord, make sure we have no questions from anyone. Notice a message from Mr. Worldwide saying he had added me as a friend. Interesting to see him play. This is him making his debut on the channel. I don't know too much about him, so if any of the RTK members in chat do want to explain, what factions he likes and his playstyle and stuff, feel free. Ready, good luck, have fun. Always good to see. So, are we going to be seeing a crab rush here or an absolute gunpowder line? It's tough. It's tough. High Elves can really struggle up against the nasty crabs and so forth. But still, sheer weight of ammunition can bring stuff down. We saw in the last game, the archers managed to bring down the Chill of Sontar. So, High Elf archery, with their added accuracy, should certainly be able to do some good damage on those nasty crabs. It's quite a small map, though, actually. So, this could punish the vampire counts slightly. I say you force a Lizard match, less the old ones for Sagas. Don't worry, Noob for Life, I am playing in 2 games, so we will most likely be seeing some Lizardmen at some point. I have a really funny plan if the other boys are up for it in the 3v3. It's going to be terrible, and we're going to lose it, but it is going to be glorious. So, I'll have to see. What units are you guys most excited about, by the way, from all the early access footage you've been seeing and just theorising about? Personally, the White Lions look they're going to be my favourite unit, especially the Regiment of Renowned version. I don't think they're going to be the best. In fact, they may be one of the worst units which have come in with the rosters. Of course, it's hard to tell with early access as things do change, but they just look so phenomenal. I really want to try them in a secondary line, punching on top of the heavy spearmen and kind of working as a front line meat grinder. 1 sec, no rush, man. So good. So they look pretty good. Of course, all the green skin stuff looks fantastic. Completely wacky and stupid and micro-intensive, but at the same time brilliant. I'm really excited that all the green skin lords got buffed. And Imric. Imric's going to be my boy, though. Imric looks like awesome. Would you say it is a great plan? Love it. Bloaty boys. We could certainly see it. I think it was Geese Howard in our last clan war brought 4 bloated boys up against one of the Extreme Meme Team guys, and he won his matchup. I don't think he won that game, though. He had Queen Best hidden in the trees on Tower of Hoeth, and actually positioned it perfectly so it could fire out. It was insane. Looks like they are ready, so let's get this cracking. Including the complete economical collapse. The dwarfs have kind of collapsed quite heavily from where they once were, so technically that could be agreed. But keep me updated, Andy the Shark, on how that does go. I would like to see your Krakadrin plans unfold. Here we are, boys. Troll Country. What an awesome map. It does have a nice little hill dotted around on each quarter of the map with some trees as well, so there is potential for sneaky stabbings and so forth, or of a more defensive approach up on the high ground. But the main battle takes place down here in the pit of the world, where armies will clash together, hewing and clefting each other in twain in glorious hand-to-hand combat, and I can't wait. It's going to be an absolute munch of zombies and high elves. Now, the mind games are going to be real in this matchup, as they always are in in Total War Warhammer, because it's quite a short map, so a crab rush would probably be a better option than a gun line, but the High Elves also know this, so perhaps they will take a lot of tools to deal with it, and, you know, it's all that back and forth that does come along. Yeah, I got a pun. We need a pun police. Why did the carpenter fall down? He was flawed. No! No! He crashed. Okay, we're just going to get the guys to go again with the same builds. Boo. Who was it? It was Mr. Worldwide. No. There was a desync in the game exiting. I've never seen this message before. It doesn't look like it was sent by him. It looks like it was sent... Oh. Hang on. Looks like chat may be bugged. I may have to restart the lobby here. That was weird. That was weird. Go again. Same builds. Yeah, told Mr. Worldwide he had a synchronization error. I've never seen that before. Pretty odd, but we'll just get these guys to go again. There's no stress. I really like the house, but got to cheer for my man Scourge. Scourge is a great guy, man. He's a really cool dude. Played quite a bit on the channel before. Yes, same builds. Same builds. Get them, please. We will see if it works. That was very odd. Some sneaky trickery there, coming in by some Skaven behind the scenes. As soon as Mr. Worldwide does ready up, we'll get going. Sure, I saved it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Why do people with feet fetishes never succeed? Because they like to the taste of defeat. I love it. That's brilliant. I see what you did there. Oh, this is going to get out of control, isn't it? I'm afraid of chariots. How do you deal with them? Man, they look so scary. Chariots are a massive pain. It depends which faction you are and how you deal with them. For example, as Dowie, I think it was it Pactor I came up against? When he played Dark Elves, I got up against my Dowie, and it was just chariots everywhere. I was on the floor sobbing. It was disgusting. But if you do want to find out how to play Dowie, please do hit up A-Move on any of the Discords, as he and, I'm going to mess up the name, Eumenes, I want to say, have like a nice guide to Dowie, which has been constantly updated. Good player and a decent dude. What did the ocean do when he saw the river? He waved. Okay, so we're loading back up in here. If it does desync again, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give 10 points to DBD. But yeah, I'm sure you guys will understand the unbiased approach there. Okay, this has loaded in, which is a good idea. That normally is a good sign. If it doesn't work, we'll simply redo the lobby. Hey, it looks like we are in. Glorious. Fantastic. So, for the forces of Tyrant of the Hag, also known as Scourge of the West here, we have a pretty damn interesting build indeed. Looks like we have a lot of nasty monsters at play. So, he does have a couple of scurvy dogs. One of the most fantastic units in the game is anything which is undead and a hound. It's quick, it can harass back lines very, very effectively. Looks like he has Morngulls as well as the Night Terrors, Regiment Renowned versions, who do cause terror and look incredibly fantastic. These guys will tear through high health infantry very, very quickly. However, they can rampage, which is pretty unfortunate for them. There's a couple of polearms mixed in with the Tide of Skjold as well. Some cheap and cheerful chaff to hold the front line, but not too many at all, and quite a lot to protect. We do have 1, 2, 3 bomber mobs who do disgusting value up against High Elves. Even if you shoot them with archers, because they take so long to deteriorate, they can get forward and get some really good work. But it looks like we are up against White Lions who aren't quite so tightly packed. We do have the black spots as well in the back line here, and a couple of units of the Rotten Prometheans, one of which is a Gary mob, and then we have the standard one as well. Up in the sky, we have some Fellbats, So it looks like left flank is going to be dominated by the Mongols, right flank by the Crabs, and everywhere else is just decent all-round damage. Camnoculus on foot, always a decent pick. Comes with Melkov's Mystify and Miasma, Raised Dead, Invocation in the Heck, and all his tasty summons. So fun build. Let's go check out the High Elves here, and oh, I really like this actually, coming in with the Shadow Warriors in the front line, going for a Vanguard but not over-committing. You'll see a lot of people kind of go right up in the enemy's face and then instantly get stomped by scurvy dogs and so forth, so nice to see the Shadow Warriors being kept a little bit in reserve here, just in front of deployment. We have up in the skies a little bit of an air core. Is it just the two? It is a Flamespire Phoenix. A Flamespire Phoenix. There you go. As well as a Lariel the Radiant. Always a great competitor pick. Coming with Star of Avalon, Tempest, and Earthblood. Tempest is a brilliant pick here. Unfortunately, it's not actually going to pay for anything apart from up against the Fell Bats. But I really like that as an ability brought here. And again, when you've got single entities, healing is always very good. In the front line, we do have white lines of Chase. Looks like 3 units of those bad boys. Certainly be able to cleave their way through some zombies. And then we have Spearmen in the back with Lothran Seaguard. Lothran Seaguard and more Spearmen. So not going too heavy on the range. We do have one Eclaw Bolt Thrower, which is going to be very vital to protect. It can do huge damage to the Mongols, although they are kind of stalked at the moment, but also to the Crabs over the length of a battle. A couple of Lyran Reavers looking in the back lines here, just waiting to make sure there's no nasty skirmishes. Looks like some of the Sko Dogs are in fact actually deployed in deep cover here. Should be some good fun. Who is your money on? Do you think DBD going to get on the scoreboard here, led by Scourge of the West? RTK going to take a dominant lead here in this clan wars? It's going to be interesting. The Shadow Warriors are going to be brutal here at taking down the bombers and slowing the advance, but the Fellbats and the Hounds certainly have to get aggressive and force these guys back. Good luck, have fun by Mr. Worldwide. Looks like he is all upset, or not all upset, all up and ready, I mean. As a Dwarf main, I use my 3 Master Runes of Wrath and Ruins. If Charis is still alive, I cry. Here's a Danish reference you need to say. Say that 10 times. I'm not going to have a chance, bro. Should I self-promote the Dwarf Guide? You should. You should indeed, Amove. If you want to get into playing Dwarfs, please do contact Amove on any of the Discords. Roger, good luck, have fun, give me a sec, want to hear my pirate shanties. Looks like he's certainly having a good fun here, which is what this is all about. Is that good to see? You can have another little sip while these guys do prepare for glory. No Queen Bess, unfortunately, but perhaps we will see her later on. Looks like some of the Shadow Warriors have already been spotted, as both forces are going to start advancing here. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower moving up to get into range, and the Shadow Warriors do start unleashing some shots into the front line. They're really going to want to switch onto these bombers and shut them down as quickly as possible, as those bombers can do some disgusting damage so quickly. Looks like Mongols are starting to slide forward, and they're relatively quick as well. Alariel and the Flamespire Phoenix can countercharge. Looks like these guys getting a little bit close for comfort here. Coming in with, let's see, how much speed do these boys have? 38 up against 38, but the charge bonus is coming in, and the Shadows, no! The Mongols could have easily caught these guys here, but do in fact fall back, I suppose not wanting to overextend themselves. In come the Fellbats. It looks like these guys do once again charge in, so a little bit unfortunate. They could have done some really huge damage on top of the Shadow Warriors. They are going to manage to fall back. Looks like Fellbats are swooping in as well. Scurvy Dogs are, let's see, darting around the back line, still just playing it nice and defensive. In comes Alariel as well, but can be quite risky. She can be pinned in by the high mass of the Mongols and then picked apart by some of these other units. In the back lines, the Flamespire Phoenix has spotted the black spot here. Is going to be having a little bit of a field day, pooping on top of these guys for her fire poos. Well, looks like she's actually going to leave them alone. I would drop in here. That's some free value right there. Looks like they have been forgotten about. But at the same time, Rotten Prometheans are starting to force their way through the front line, which could be some pretty scary stuff overall. It looks like the tasty Rotten Prometheans are hunting down Shadow Warriors, and the charges are in full swing. Just combat going all along this dotted line. Bombers are popping it on top of the white lines of Chase here, who need to quickly switch and charge in. But looks like they are also going to engage with the pole lines. At the same time, white lines of Chase won't take too much damage to the bombers, because they do have missile resistance and a much more spread out formation than the likes of the Spearmen. In the centre pocket, Rotten Prometheans getting a nice heal, although they've taken a massive damage hit. The Shadow Warriors have been really key to getting a nice upper hand in the early games. In the far distance, Scurvy Dogs have been caught by Illyrian Reavers, but Mongols at the same time hunting down some poor Spearmen who are not going to be having too fun of a time. sneaky crabs driving their way through the Lothran Sea Guard where possible. Very slow here on these guys, but they are getting held up the whole time. The backline is in a bit of trouble, but the Shadow Warriors have nice pace. They can peel away from the crab rush and get in some decent shots overall. In the backline, zombie pirate mobs are going to be chasing away the Eagle Claw bolt thrower, but they have been disengaged, which is some nice play. Looks like the black spot is now going to be lumbering themselves forwards. Polearms dealing okay damage up against Illyrian Reavers and the White Lions. In the back lines, Alariel having a nice time up against those bombers. Bombers really wanted to get on top of those Spearmen and Lothran Sea Guard, but of course the White Lions forced forward made these guys commit to their ammunition early. And this is the problem with Night Terrors. They can do a ton of damage, and they probably will still win this engagement against Spearmen, but they're relatively squishy. The Spearmen have anti-large, and they have, of course, Rampage, so they're going to be constantly slapping around Spearmen all day, which is not where they want to be. They want to be getting into this back line and trying to cause as much damage as possible. With the early loss of those Scurvy Dogs, of nice protection from the Illyrian Reavers, the Shadow Warriors now have free reign to constantly whistle down the rotting Prometheans. Do the coast have enough to endure here? Almost trying to get value where possible. They have forced off the Illyrian Reavers. A nice Melkoff Mystify Miasma keeping them in action as well. But the White Lions, a really good counter pick here. Nice to see these guys in action, as you don't get to see them too often. Scurvy Dogs are now starting to feast on the souls of these Shadow Warriors. They're going to be having a fun time rummaging through the Elves and slowly dragging them down. Although it looks like they're actually instantly going to be bouncing back and forth. Watching Prometheans holding the line desperately in the front line, but they are constantly up against Spearmen here, which can be a bit of a rough time for them. The Night Terrors did eventually beat back those Spearmen, but overcome these Shadow Warriors, getting some nice value. But the Night Terrors are on the hunt as they loop through the trees here, and oh no, what are they doing? They're out of control, and it looks like they got caught up on some of those routing Spearmen, and they're actually going to be turning around, which is really tragic for those guys, and that has allowed the time for the Illyrian Reavers to push over here. Flamesfire Phoenix is in the back line, feasting on some bombers. Balance power relatively in favour of the High Elves here, although the back line is completely shattered at this point. Looks like Alariel the Rain needs to get back up in the sky, getting pinned in by a loyal Scurvy Dog there, as she does take a little bit of a poke up her pigeon bum. But she's going to be able to fall back, and Count Noctilus is alone now. A nice summon, a little bit too late there to actually pin her in, but I quite like the idea there. Looks like this side of the engagement not going too bad for the Vampire Coast overall, but they are slowly getting pinned in and whittled down by the Shadow Warriors, making Alephanar incredibly proud. Eagle Claw Botthrower can perhaps risk coming back here onto the artillery piece, which can be quite nice for them. Lothran Sea Guard holding for a very long time, much longer than I would expect, because Alara the Radiant does pop in here, and she's going to be feasting on some crab tonight. Looks like these guys are only bouncing between the combats, trying to shut these guys down, as the bombers do start to get on some of their more juicy targets they want to be accompanying. There's a very healthy Flamesfire Phoenix loitering around. If they can pull apart the rest of the High Elves, however, Count Noctilus can deal with that beastie. A nicer Star of Avalon and Earthblood healing up these Illyrian Reavers and Shadow Warriors, which I suppose he doesn't have too many high-value targets to heal up apart from these guys, and the added mobility of the Illyrian Reavers can really bring in some nice cycle charging. It looks like the summons are keeping the counts together, the coast together at the moment. Count Noctilus constantly trying to hunt down Alariel, but she of course is incredibly fast here. Looks like the Black Spot have finally found their aim as well. They'll be unleashing a few shots into her. Oh, looks like one of the shots actually darted across and hit the Black Spot. Very weird animation there, kind of darted across from an angle. But it looks like the coasts are starting to crumble here. It will be Count Noctilus against the world, which often happens when you do bring him. Very expensive, but very tanky. This engagement has been won, and that is going to be game. I think it's Tomb King favour, did you say? No, Black Spot. The Mongols. The Mongols, sorry, I always call them the Mongols. Nice play by both players. It was really a good counter-pick build, to be honest, because the Bombers coming in up against a Spearman front line, which you'll often see with loads of cheap archers behind. These guys absolutely decimated tightly packed formations, but you can see 25-0 and 2 kills. White Lions, a perfect counter for those guys, and that Shadow Warrior play was really something beautiful. So well played to Mr. Worldwide. They're making his debut on the channel as well, so give him a big round of applause in chat, and to Scourge of the West as well, coming back out of, he said, semi-retirement to come back and have some fun games. GG. So now we have the 2v2s. So I'm going to stay in this lobby for the first round. Let's mix it up a little bit and go. What map are we going to do? I am thinking... Let's go Altdorf Outskirts. Actually, let's get rid of that Maxon, and we'll go Altdorf Outskirts in the next one. So, yeah, let's update the scoreboard quickly. So RTK taking a nice dominant lead here. This did happen though last time as well in the last clan war, with DBD fighting back at the death, dragging it back to a 2-3 series. It should be pretty interesting. There's still 3 points on the mark as well, both the 2v2s and the 3v3. If it is a draw, we'll think of some magical way to sort it out. So if you would like to please join in, we have the legendary V-Claw and Achilles going up against Darth Pendragon and Geese Howard. Hey bro. Hey, bud. So, let's get our invites out and rolling, then I'll come and chill out with you guys. So we do have the legendary V-Claw. We have... Dun, 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 dun. Where are the boys? Darth Pendragon. And Geese Howard. Oh no, he changed his name, didn't he? What was it? Oh, Right Howard, there we go. Make sure we've got enough slots open. Perfect. Which side are we on? It doesn't really matter which side people are on. You guys can be on the left. Hey! Darth Pendragon coming in. He's also going to be playing in the final game, the 3v3. GG's in chat. Yes, very well played there, man. That was some really good... I like that build quite a lot coming in from there. Geese... Move... Across... Because, oh, let's open up the, boop, 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 perfect, perfect. Let's 3v1 Achilles. Do it. I'll send pick and ban system on Discord. Cool. So let's send this across to the guys. Dun, dun, dun. So this is from Aerocrustic system, I believe. . 2v2 pick and ban. RTK to go first, and then next, and the second 2v2 we'll have DBD go first, and the final game we will do blind picks. Actually, no, it'd be DB. Oh God, what do we say? In the first round, it was RTK. Second, DBD. RTK, yeah, so it'd be DBD to go first this time. DBD to pick first. So, what happens in the 2v2? You, of course, have player 1 and 2 playing together, and 3 and 4. So, player 1 will pick a faction, or ban a faction, sorry. Player 3 will ban a faction. Player 2 will ban a faction. Player 4 will ban a faction. So, basically, you ban one each here. Who is player 1 and 2? So, we'll just do whatever is in the lobby. So, we'll have V-Claw is 1, Achilles 2 for their team. I suppose it's going to be that way around, isn't it? So it's going to be Darth 1, Geese, you 2, V-Claw 3, and oh God, I forgot his name. Achilles 4. There we go. It's all in my Discord. Perfect. I'm going to come chill out with you guys while they sort it out. Meow. V-Claw, take my energy. Krablin. I love it. Have you ever read a 40k novel, Rubber Duck? Yes, I have, dude. I have read the Eisenhorn series, which was very good. The books 1 to 3, I've never read them before. It was quite long. I was a big fan of them. I thought they were very good, but I didn't think they were quite as crazy as everyone made them out to be. And I really love the Ragnar Blackmane omnibus, or like his series. I had the omnibus and then the rest of the books. The writers switched partway through, and it was still very good, not quite as good. But yeah, the Space Wolf omnibus and stuff is really good fun. Call the banners. What's up, Ronan? How's it going, man? Hope you're all good in the hood. Try play High Intensity, for example, beats both me and Zyphos. I actually have I've had 4 games of Intensity, and we're currently 2 each against each other, but that was a while ago, and he's dramatically improved since then. Cool, so they're all sorting out. So Pendragon is banning Greenskins, V-Claw is banning Skaven. Well, the system's going to get so confusing when I'm trying to commentate and do the system at the same time. So after this, we will have to switch lobbies, as I will be participating in the final 2 battles. If you want a good novel, I can send you the PDF of Devastation of Baal. Please do. That sounds pretty exciting. I'm currently finishing off the first Witcher book right now, which is a collection of short stories, which is really good fun. That reminds me I need to send off... Oh, I was going to do that today. I need to send off an email. I have finished the second draft of the book, so I need to send it off to go get proofread, and then start touting it around, trying to get some sales. What is the Devastation of Baal about? I feel like Baal's a big character who I should know. My 40k lore is even more rusty than my fantasy lore, unfortunately. Played both back in the day. I had a really cool Space Wolves build, which was like all drop pods, and it was so bad I was like, on turn 1, half my army would just deploy in your deployment zone. It was insane. And I played Lizardmen on tabletop as well for fantasy. I quite liked Eldar as well, they had some pretty cool lore. Oh, looks like they don't want to bug up against anyone defensive here. V-Claw banning Dwarfs and Skaven. Oh no, looks like he might be picking Dwarfs, sorry. I would like to let you guys know, me and Poison Ducky have been practicing it non-stop in our 2v2 action. So we played 1 game. But it's going to be good fun. We're going to get him on live chat as well with us. Be easy to communicate. I read until 2 AM, but it's damn awesome. That's how you know it's a good book. I grew a beard from the sheer level of awesomeness. Homeworld of the Blood Angels. That's where I recognise it. Isn't there a Baal, like, tank or something? Like a Predator Baal or a Land Raider Baal or something. Something along those lines anyway, I think. So yes, up after this. Oh, looks like I missed someone new to the chat. Cool build. It was indeed. Beltran. I thought that was some very good stuff. Dark of War Ball is a planet where the Blood Angels come from, and they're getting invaded by the Tyranids. Ah. It's always a problem when you have Tyranids invading your lands. So, looks like we're going to have some Bretonnian and Dowie combination. That's pretty cool. You at least get the cavalry corps. You get some healing as well, of course, coming in, which can be very potent. Up against the High Elves and Beastmen, though. This is interesting. High Elves do counter Dowie, in my personal opinion. White Lines of Chase get fantastic value. Cheap and cheerful archers can destroy artillery crews as well. But, you know, a lot of people do like going noble chariots, all that good fun stuff. And Beastmen can go pretty toe-to-toe with most people to a relatively good degree. And I was reading recently, actually, I think actually in Amu's and I keep forgetting the name of the guy, Enumus, I want to say, even though I've butchered his name. You'll see his name on there. He's a really cool dude. I've played with him before. On their Dowie, like little log of like, you know, what to do and all that good stuff. A nice little guide. It actually says Beastmen are favoured up against Dowie, which I suppose they are one of the best swarming factions in the game. You can break into those back lines. It's going to be interesting. I don't think we're going to see the classic summon spam, which you can often see by Beastmen players, because we saw Rice, or Geese, sorry, up on the channel before, up against Wood Elves, and he didn't even bring any summons, I don't believe. A massive Tyrannid tendril from the Hive Fleet Leviathan is attacking the Red Scar system, and Lord Dant has summoned all the successor chapters this around 25-26k Space Marines. That sounds pretty good fun. Also, a book I highly recommend. Highly recommend. Where is it? There it is. The Battle of the Fang. Read it. My God, it is a great book. Thousand Suns invade Fenris, and all of the chapters are gone apart from one that is kind of left to defend it. and it's not too much of a spoiler because it's on the front cover. They awaken beyond the fell-handed to hold back the Thousand Sons, who have Magnus with them as well. It is insane. It's like, oh, here's a little bit of setup, and here's like 200 pages of pure glorious battle of space wolves being ripped apart by ethereal magic, and Thousand Sons being chewed upon by the mighty hounds. It's so good. Tyrion would not approve. Anything written by Dan Abnett. Dan Abnett is brilliant. Not just as a 40k writer, he also done work with Marvel, and if you guys are a big fan of gaming, which I assume you are from seeing my channel, he did a lot of the orcs for the Shadows of War games, the Lord of the Rings kind of Assassin's Creed Arkham Asylum type combo, and I believe they wrote to him to give them like different combinations of characters. So he came up with all the like the different ideas of the kind of very charismatic orcs and their backstories that you see through the game. I'm not sure if he did it for Game 1 and Game 2 or just Game 2, but yeah. Cool dude overall. Yeah, Space Wolves, yeah, they were my favourite 40k, them and Eldar. They were so cool. Prussian Prince, Team RTK. I am surprised, buddy. I thought you'd be Team DBD, despite the fact you are on RTK. I'm a little bit hurt, honestly. If you're looking for Warhammer books, just Google The Trove Warhammer. Awesome. Is that just like a free library of books? Cyber Pansy. A fantastic novel to read as well if you guys are into more Warhammer lore, which I cannot recommend enough, is The Shadow King by Gav Thorpe. Gav Thorpe as well, a pretty damn good author. And of course it is about Aleph and Na. It's incredibly dark, so it's not for the weak of stomach. And it's it's pretty damn brutal. Lots of dark elves getting pinned up on mountains while still alive and all that type of good stuff. But it's pretty good fun. I've also read the first book of Malice Darkblade, but I haven't read the ones after that. I started reading Game of Thrones instead at that point. It's on Duck's Discord. Thank you for that, Amove. A constant lad and top all-round geezer. We are good to go. Nice, nice. Oh no, it says my chat has been disconnected. Please do not be internet issues. Hopefully it's just on my phone. My phone unfortunately does disconnect from the internet now and again. Hey, it looks like we're back. Okay, awesome. Sorry guys, I missed a load of what you said. But Jordan is always awesome. He is awesome. He is very cool. Is 40k the future of fantasy? Vaguely. There's been 1 or 2 times where they've had a possible character crossover. But, like, they would never confirm it because it would cause so many problems. But there has been, I think, like 2 characters or something who have popped across before. Or like someone in fantasy saw like a vision of the future and they saw Eldar or something, or vice versa. And the Grey Knights captain, or like leader, the badass guy who has to hide in the warp the whole time, Kaldor Drago, I believe his name was. I think he has made a brief appearance, but I don't know how lore worthy that is. You'd have to ask someone who's a bit more up to date with it. My lore is quite old, from back when I was a kid, but I do love it. Alfnar is the most dark elf high elf there is. That is true. He's very cool. They would have actually beaten back the rebellion very early on. His people kind of led the defense of Nagarath actually up against Malekith, but I don't know if they knew which side Malekith was on at that point. But unfortunately, dragons started getting involved. So here we are. 2v2 is going to be the standard funds. 3v3 is going to be mediums. So let's have a quick look through the RTK lads build. I'll try and get as much through as much as possible. Gonna have to go a bit swifter, of course, in the 2v2 scenario. So we have a gyrocopter up in the skies, giving some air dominance, a bolt throw as well to try and entice the enemy in, and my god, this is beautiful. Achilles, you are a true champ. We'll get to you in a second. We have a couple of Thunderers here for some nice armor piercing, as well as 2 Slayers. We have Longbeards into the Sunset here, as well as the Ekrund Miners. Regiment Miners, who get some extra blasting charges. Use these guys in a secondary line to throw over top of the first line. They can get some really good value. We have more Dwarf Warriors, Dwarf Warriors, and more Mines of Blasting charges, as well as a Rune Lord. So a bit of a death blob, which is going to be pretty damn tasty. Rune Lord, of course, coming in here with the Master Rune of Negation and Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Locus of Power as well. Pretty damn cool stuff. So, nice, solid Dowie front line. Looks like they're going to be the majority of the infantry. Looks like peasant mobs are going to be saturated on top of them as well. But apart from that, it is full Cav Bretonnia. King of Theoden is weeping tears of joy up there in heaven, Lord of the Rings heaven, wherever that is, as he comes for Grail Knights, Knights of the Lionheart, Regiment Renowned version, the Companions, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm. This is insane amounts of anti-large here. They will, of course, struggle up against foot large. If there's Phoenix Guard and so forth, these guys are really going to struggle, actually, this entire build up against those type of units. Up in the skies here, we do have a Paladin escorting King Leon Kerr, and a Dams of Life with Earthblood and Regrowth. Going to be very potent with the Dowie as well. Now for the forces of DBD, Geese Hound and Darth Pendragon. For the Beastmen, we have Ungor Spearheads mixed in with some Centaurs as well. A couple of Throne Axes in the back lines. We have Harpies up in the skies and more Ungors into the sunset. Centaurs dotted all the way around, and a Gorball! This is beautiful! So we have a Gorball, the Minotaur hero, coming in. Don't get to see him too often. Unfortunately, has a bit of some crazy mechanics. Brave Shaman of Shadows come in with that Pendulum as well. Can certainly do some good work. And Morgo the Shadowglaive, who is the most competitive pick. Double Minotaur Great Weapons. These guys can certainly go to town on those Knights. However, the Knights also have anti-large. It's going to be a bit of a brutal fight. And of course, the Knights have a ton of healing. So pretty cool build. For the force of the Hyles, we have Spearmen on the flanks. We do have one unit of Phoenix Guard who are going to have to carry this game quite hard. And their backs are certainly going to be hurted by the end of this. The Pure Main Company, Regiment Renowned White Lions. Someone's getting a bit excited for the next DLC. Swordmasters of Hoeth, White Lion Swordmasters, a hardcore, bad to the bones front line. If these guys can survive the constant pressure of the Cav and get in there up against these dwarfs, they're going to make a mincemeat of them. We do, in the secondary line, have some archers, very good at taking down artillery pieces and so forth, if they can hop on top of that bolt thrower. But apart from that, not the best targets for those guys, unfortunately. There's a noble on a chariot as well, and I believe this is the most ridiculous one in the game. So, Armour of the Stars, he could make himself unspottable for 67 seconds, which is very scary. Lara of the Radiant as well, so it's going to be healing on both sides. We do have a Star of Avalon, Tempest, Earthblood, and Fire's Protection. Tempest is going to be deadly up against that Paladins in the sky, but they don't have too much range pressure to also drop on top of them. Really fun builds. This is going to be some good fun. I'm excited. Oh, actually, White Lions with the Beastmen fighting in the trees could be pretty good as well, because of course the Forest Strider rule. Good luck, have fun. Awesome. Good luck, chaps. I'm excited, guys. I will try my best. I've sent you a message on Discord. I will read it in a second, my dude. Let's get through this game first, of course. So, Harpies are going to be floating through, and of course, the forces of the Elves and Beastmen are going to be forced forward here. The bolt thrower enticing them in. However, it won't do too much damage, so you could wait it out. But of course, both armies must be using the attacking rules, of course. Dwarf Warriors slowly going to be bunching forward. Peasant mobs all realigning themselves. Huge Cav contingent is going to be darting back down through the trees to try and get over this side. And I really like the fact that all Achilles has to micromanage is a couple of peasant mobs, which he doesn't really have to worry about too much. They are peasant mobs. And then the Cav. So you give someone the big Cav engagements, and he's going to be able to, cycle charge all day, every day, whilst V Claw can hold that front line in proud Dowie fashion. Looks like the Gyrocopter is just going to be floating over as well. These guys are rearranging. I'm assuming all these guys are in voice chat, of course. Going to be able to communicate to each other quite nicely. Looks like Harpy's just floating in the back now as the hero core does count. Let's just take a second, 2 seconds, to appreciate this guy. Look at him in all his absolute glory. What a weapon! But of course, he will be pinballed around a little bit if these nasty King Leon Kerr and Paladins do come in for some nice charges. Wildlands Chase taking a little bit of a pounding now as the peasants do start to roam. Looks like we're going to get some frontal charges from the Knights. We do have an early Earthblood coming on the White Lions of Chase. And Knights Realm do come for a lovely cycle charge onto the Swordmaster. They need to be a bit careful here. Needs to see some good micro as Phoenix Guard are starting to close in. These guys do not want to stay in engaged combat up against Swordmasters with their decent attacks. And they have been surrounded here by the White Lions. They are struggling to get out just a little bit. But it looks like for the most part they're getting out okay. And Earthblood coming down as well to counteract some of that damage, as a big Far's protection did go down. Minotaur's trying to rush in to force those guys back, as the archer range does open up on top of this hero blob. In the front line, one unit of White Lions has been decimated, unfortunately, as peasant mobs flood in there trying to protect their Dowie allies. Knights of the Realm are getting back here as well, and look at the damage on these Swordmasters. A combination of Ekron Miners and nice cycle charging is really starting to pay dividends and do some huge work on these guys. Over on the other flank, however, unfortunately, poor peasants are being chewed apart in all angles, and in comes the noble on his mighty chariot, going to be running over some longbeards very effectively. Actually, he decides, you know what, I'm going to stop just in front, and then start to slowly push through. Already up to 13 kills even after that kind of wet noodle charge. Phoenix Guard very healthy getting in there as well. Looks like some more blaster charges are coming in. We're getting a summon in the back line of Chaos Spawn to shut down the Thunderers, no doubt, as all these knights are starting to come back through the trees and to help out in the main line. As for the front line, it's gone relatively well for the forces of the Bretonnians, as the heavy cav does countercharge the centaurs, who are desperately trying to help out their spearmen allies. However, the knights, they don't want to hang around here too long with all of these boys about. As more centaurs are going to be flown down with great weapons, they can certainly pack quite a large punch. More archer fire is coming in. The archers really need to focus down the dragonback slayers, as they're going to be a big problem for the minotaurs to deal with. And the chaos spawn in the back lines here, just doing a ton of backline annoyance and harass, and that's what they're good for. Looks like the Harpies are chasing off the Gyrocopter Brimstone gun, although they are hit by a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, bringing some really nice play, as the Rune Lord does start to move forward as well to engage the front lines. King Leon Kerr does hop down on top of the Swordmasters of Hoeth, doing some pretty decent damage as well. The high elite tier infantry of the Hive certainly got punished by some really fantastic cycle charging. Down here we have Dwarf Warriors saturated in on peasant mobs. They do pretty good up against Spearmen, but it will be a little bit wet noodle. Archer fire is shooting on top of the Thunderers, as a heavy Beastmen overload rakes down this flank. The Slayers have not been dealt with, and these guys are going to simply flood over and do great work up against the Minotaurs. Is that a beastly pendulum coming down? It is, though, and the Dwarf Warriors take a huge pounding. Slayers taking a little bit of damage as well. The White Lions trying to saturate on top to help these guys out, but the Minotaurs need to pull back and get a few cycle charging or try to use their superior pace to escape. We have a nice little death blob down here with the some Chaos Spawn, Alara the Radiant, and Morga the Shadowgave. They certainly need some healing up on top of these Minotaurs, which get some really good value. Brave Shaman did find a home in the back line, which has been overrun actually a little bit here, with Thunderers being forced back, but it looks like the ever-watchful Cavalry Corps helping to hold the Dowie back forces. This is what we saw from Alric Rao early on, and it's really good play. A lot of people overextend their cav and go thundering down the flanks to try and crunch on the enemy, which can work very well, but at the same time, using them as a backline protection tool if you think you can win the long game is also a very good option. In the centre pocket here, though, this could be a big turning point. The Rune Lord is getting absolutely thumped here by a combination of the Gorbel and Minotaurs with great weapons, and he's not going to stand long at all. It looks like he's trying to pop a buff desperately and get some decent healing on him, but he is unfortunately going down. A big pendulum crunches down on top of these knights as Minotaurs do come into their flanks, as well as Phoenix Guard, and the battle is starting to turn here with some really nice late game engagements coming in. The Rune Lord being forced off, although it looks like a regrowth is actually keeping him active, and no, the Minotaurs are coming over to this main engagement. They need to stay in here and finish off this guy, as the regrowth is certainly going to help out. White Lions will do a decent job here up against the Dwarf Warriors. More archer fire is being shot in as well. A huge blob fight coming down. Star of Avalon being popped here as well. Minotaurs being held up. Alario herself, Phoenix Guard, and very nice play here. All the cav are going to be falling back, and you can see how devastating that was. They're all incredibly being beaten up. They need to get some healing of their own. Minotaurs hopping into the back line here, but they are slowly getting worn down. Gorbel is still rock hard and healthy. Fortunately for the Claw here, it looks like his Thunderers don't want to really protect this Bolt Thrower too quickly, and it looks like they are going to destroy the Harpies, but at the same time the Bolt Thrower is going to be pushed off. Both High Elf Archers are now active, and this has been a pretty close game. It looks like the Sentinels have just been reaving where possible, jumping around and chasing off routing units. Going to be falling back though, as King Leon Kerr is going to be a monster to deal with, especially with that Paladin hero as an ally. Here in the back lines, the Minotaur Gorbel doing pretty decent, only up to 4 kills, but he's certainly a whipping down on some units. These Dragonback Slayers and Slayers have been a really big menace in the night. That engagement probably would have been pivotal if it wasn't for these guys in there helping drag down the Minotaurs. Archer fire consistently coming in on the Thunderers at this point. Balance power still relatively even, slightly in favour of the force of High Elves and Beastmen. That could be due to summons, however. And in comes the Centaurs, trying to hunt down troops where they can. Now, what happens to that Rune Lord? Did he manage to survive? That is going to be key. And it looks like there are 2 red dots and the 2 blue dots. Yes, here he is. Perfect. My elf eyes nearly deceived me there, but the Rune Lord has now found a pretty funky home among some Ungor Spearheads, which he will not mind facing at all. We do have some nasty magic going down there. The Sword of Corona, it looks like King Leon Kerr is going to have to force his way back up into the skies. A lot of these characters do start to come back, and this Rune Lord is relatively isolated here. I would take some Centaurs with great weapons, or perhaps even the Gorbel, launch themselves over and finish this guy off. That will certainly help with the balance of power and leadership. It looks like a Tempest is actually going down, an extended one on top of the Gyrocopter. Perhaps it was trying to catch both the King and these guys, but these Tempests do pretty good damage up against Gyrocopters as well. You can see their health completely deteriorating. Those guys certainly going to be going down, but the Brave Shaman is starting to rout. There's not too many units which can chase him down right now, unless you want to commit a Paladin and the King in that direction. Runelord trying to push his way through into the main fight. There's still some very healthy Phoenix Guard who have popped in to defend up against this Paladin and the King coming in here. Looks like the Lion Shield's been popped, as well as stand your ground, but this is still a dicey engagement with a Star of Avalon coming down, a ton of axes being thrown in, and in comes the Gorbel, the man we all wish we were, as he gloriously thunders in here and walks out the other side and goes straight for the Runelord. He don't give a crap, he doesn't give a crap about anything. Screw this Runelord, he walks straight past him before turning around and taking a few of his own axes to the face, it looks like, and a few thunderous shots. And he is just staggering. He needs to get a big swing, and there we go. Looks like the Runelord's defense does hold, though, at least momentarily. All the Cav are piled in here, but the Phoenix Guard's still full health. A lovely goon attempt here on Alariel the Radiant, who's getting very beaten up. The Nobu needs to come in and try and rescue her as much as possible. And this Gorbel really struggling to make his hits. He's constantly being stuttered by the Thunderers, not allowing him to get the damage in. Every time he does get a good hit in, you can see the damage is raking up pretty high, however. This is a pretty close game. It's been very back and forth so far. Looks like Alaria has managed to secure herself once more. The Knights are slowly getting worn down. They surrounded Morga the Shadowgate, but he is the tankiest of all tanky boys. A nice high elf court over here has managed to win their engagement. They need to get over here as quickly as possible and protect Morga. Those White Lions and Pure Main Company's heavy axes will certainly do some job up against the Knights. Gorbel once again popped on top of the Runelord, who is slowly starting to go down here. Dwarf Warriors slowly dragging out the frontline engagement, and these Thunderers have been so key. They saved the Runelord there, drove off the Gorbel, and that could be a match-winning play. The Noble in chat probably wants to get back here and destroy these Thunderers as quickly as possible. The Paladin does swoop in here. Once again, it's pretty risky on top of the Phoenix Guard, who will do fantastic damage consistently while he is lurking about. Centaurs being used to chase down Knights of the Realm as well. And we still have some pretty healthy Centaurs with thrown axes. They can do some pretty decent damage in this late game up against the King. But this hero core is going to be pretty tough to deal with. Alariel comes thundering on a risky play here, as King Leon Lunker is going to serve her up on a platter, destroying her with 1 or 2 hits. Looks like she may be able to survive here. The sword has been popped. She's legging it as fast as possible, but no, she's stopped there. And once again tries to come back and juke. But looks like she is going to break, and that could be disastrous for the forces of the High Elves, who are in fact ahead in the balance of power. But Alariel is fallen, and with that goes all the healing as well. Looks like the Centaurs are being forced back by Grail Knights. Good diligent play there coming in from Achilles, protecting this back line, and he's done a fantastic job keeping the Dwarfs active all game. And these guys, 24 and 33 kills on high value targets is always very well done. The Runelord, 552 health, very, very low. The Noble can even come in and duel him, but down goes Alariel, and with that, the balance power does in fact start to even out a little bit more. Still some very healthy Phoenix Guard and Noble though, and a few Centaur units still dotted around, but it looks like the Beastmen have started to run out of steam. The Gorbel being chased off by the companions as well, which is really nice play by Achilles. However, though, Gorbel only 470 health. Might be worth bringing those guys back to get involved in the main fight. There are some archers rallying as well. And it looks like the Runelord going to be popping all his buffs, trying to stay in the engagement as long as possible, as Sentinels with thrown axes do reeve in the back line and pop on top of all these Thunderers. The brave peasant mobs of Bretonnia are going to be charging in to try and protect these guys as much as possible, but it's going to be a little bit tough. King Leon Kerr and the Paladin are really the kind of crux of this army. They're going to be so hard to defeat. Only the Phoenix Guard can really go toe-to-toe with them effectively, and they are slowly being worn down by the sheer number of angry Dowie that are lurking around them. Nobody needs to get moving once again. Arm of Stars has been popped though, and he's up to 147 kills. Certainly done some fantastic work. The Centaurs are flooding into this back line here. Looks like the Gorbel still being chased into the other realm. Very, very close here, guys. If the Runelord can be dragged down, that would perhaps even things up a little bit. But I think the King and the Paladin combined are going to be a little bit too much to deal with, especially with effective cycle charging on the Phoenix Guard like these Grail Knights are doing right now. They are anti-infantry, and they will give as good as they get, even though the Phoenix Guard, of course, can swing their blades around and take down units pretty effectively. Looks like Morgan the Shadowgate just chilling on the flanks here. He's been doing pretty good himself, up to 80 kills. And a load of thrown axes are being Kobe'd up and over down into this blob fight, trying to bring down the king, but he's only coming into these main engagements when he has all his buffs. So stand your ground, lion shield, he's now incredibly tanky. It looks like the health morale is starting to break here and waver, as for the first time in the game, the balance of power starts swooping very heavily there in favour of RTK, as the noble is forced off with a really nice blitz. And this game came down to King Leon Kerr and that noble hunting down Alario at the right moment, hunting down the noble, and just going for those assassination attempts. It is very, very good play. The Rune Lord's still somehow not broken here, down to 296 health. They're certainly doing pretty good. Centaurs with thrown axes are feasting on some Thunderers, but are paying for it dearly up against the second unit, which are now double chevrons. They've had some really good play. Ungor Spearheads and Centaurs with thrown axes still lurking around the outsides here, but a lot of these forces are going to need to rally to really get back into this game. Morga does have the sword popped on him, and he is relatively tanky, but he cannot go toe-to-toe with someone so mighty as the king. Phoenix Guard trying their best to pop in there and help defeat him. Looks like just going to be using his added mobility up into the skies and dropping down on top of the Centaurs and forcing those guys away. Looks like Drow Guardian's doing a pretty decent job in the trees here, up to 143 kills, doing some pretty good work. And both armies are really down to their dregs here, which is pretty funny to see. It's nice to see the Beastmen scrapping to the bitter end here, trying to hunt down troops where possible whilst avoiding the king. The Rune Lord just coming still there, nice and happy in the middle. Even, of course, with his low health, he can come in with some really good buffs at the end. And Morga keeping this army together at the moment, and the battle is kind of nice and fresh. He's regenerating, but bam! In comes that very angry paladin, who himself is pretty beat up as well. But he should be able to do duel at Morga very effectively. Lovely rear charge coming in by the Bretonnians, and it looks like that is going to be game. Very well played there. That was some pretty damn good fun. The Thunderer play, decimating that Gorble, probably won them the game, because the Gorble was about to assassinate the Rune Lord very early on in the battle, or at least at that deadly middle stage, but he managed to survive, keeping those Dowdy forces fighting just that little bit longer in a very close game. Really good fun. Nice to see no lag as well in a 5 players in the same lobby. I really love this build though. I love the Gorble, as well as the Minotaurs and stuff. It's always a joy to see those guys. Achilles, honestly, his cav play was brilliant. I love the idea of coming in with the peasant mobs. Doesn't really have to manage them too much. You give that job to V-Claw and the Dowie, and they're really solid at holding, of course. And then you have the Knights. He just does that effective cycle charging. Once or twice got caught up against the Phoenix Guard, but the sheer volume of these guys managed to hold the day. As for Darth Pendragon, Noble really was his MVP. 160 kills, decent kills across the board early on as well. Very close game with huge losses on both sides. Not many troops remaining at all. Thanks for the game, guys. No way. Nice cycle charges. Indeed, those cycle charges were beautiful. GG, well played. So we just have one 2v2 left and the 3v3. So we are going to be hopping over quickly to Altdorf Outskirts, but I'll have to open up a new lobby. Thanks for the games. Cool. So if Jixie, Cypher, myself and Poison Lucky all get into a lobby, so we'll have to open up a new lobby where I am in fact playing this time. Boom. And we will sort this out. Let's open up a couple of slots. And I believe I said we're going to go Altdorf Outskirts. Let's quickly update the scoreboard. So RTK have in fact won the Clan Wars now. They cannot be caught with only 2 games left. But I do believe I did say the 3v3 at the end was winner takes all. So we will have to see. Thank you for the message. A-Move as well, I've just seen in chat. Oh no, Ninja! And you might have to drop out the 3v3. No worries, man. If you do have to drop out, let me know, and I'm sure one of the other boys will happily hop in. Oh, Cypher has some powerful outage issues. He can't make it, so we will get Kafka to do the 2v2 with me, or could do the 3v3 first, see if I fix it. I'm happy for Kafka to take his place, because I think it'd be quite fun to end the stream with the 3v3 with a bit of a silly kind of blind pick situation. Hey guys. Hey guys. Cool, so we are going to get Poison Ducky on the Discord. I'm very quickly just going to turn my lights on. How this V-Claw destroy. Destroy! What a comeback. That was a brilliant comeback by the Dowie there. They were teetering so much, but honestly, the cycle charging from the Knights, but mainly the Paladin and the King honestly won the day. Sniping out Alariel, sniping out the Noble, it was glorious to see. 4-0 ouchie. Man, we're all good here. We have a nice mixture of experienced and new players. It's always good fun to have some games. I'm not too fussed about scorelines. However, I said before, last game does rule all. Hey. Sweet. So, 2 seconds, guys. There we are. Whose tankiest, Morgor on foot or Noculus? It would be pretty disgusting. But that was an awesome game, guys. Give it up for both of the teams there. That was some deadly stuff. So, let us invite Poison Ducky to the Discord chat. No worries. Cool. So, DBD, guys, please, can you do me a favour and decide which one of you is going to play in the best of 3, taking Ninja's spot in the final game, and then get back to me after this game. That'd be beautiful. So either like Poison Ducky can either play it, Geese Howard, Darth Pendragon's already in there, but you know, Scourge of the West and all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys are about to hear the beautiful voice of said Poison Ducky.
Oh god, I should probably mute the stream because I hear you twice over.
How's it going, man?
Doing great, man. All right. I believe I'm loaded in.
I'm just going to up your user volume so hopefully the guys can hear you.
Yeah, I can also increase my input.
So you start banning. We do indeed.
So everyone watching the stream is probably going to get our strat. But so who starts banning? Do we do or
That's
do they?
fine. I believe we do. I'll let you go first, man.
Okay.
I'm just going to quickly, before we do start, I better get up a screen blocker. And boom, we have the glorious screen blocker.
The idea behind this is that it turns out Vampire Counts plus Tomb Kings is really, really powerful. So first ban goes to Tomb Kings. So you can't mix them with both VP or VC.
I'm not too worried, by the way, about these guys like Stream Sniper and anything. I've played with some of them before and they're all cool kids. So I'll just keep the screen blocker up for now.
RTK.
Cool, so banning the Tomb Kings. For those who don't know as well, I always say this, but Poison Ducky does have a YouTube channel you should definitely go check out. I am a big fan. He's a fellow duck, just slightly more acidic and poisonous.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. As he coughs, like poison up.
Sorry, a little bit of acid, you know. It happens.
It happens.
I wonder what...
So, people who are wondering what the screen blocker is, by the way, that is a screen blocker A-Move sent me. Cool. So I believe it's their turn to ban now.
Oh, you still have that screen blocker.
Yeah, I've got some of the screen blockers he drew as well, but I just chucked that one up. I should have got him to design one, actually. So, like, I'll do that for the next event. Because I'm probably going to do, like, a big King of the Hill or something the day after release day of the DLC.
I see RTK Jinx has clan... What's that clan called again? Clan Rictus selected. Oh, I'm scared already.
Well, yeah, I think undead factions are really powerful on this. Banning vampires. Ooh,
yeah,
no.
so let's just ban all the vampire and undead factions. It'll be fine. Let's see what's left that can be really annoying. So with TKVP already out of the way, VC would have to mix with a living, so VC would be okay to not ban.
Yeah.
A faction... I'm thinking either Dawi or Skaven left. Those two are just really good in gunline builds.
I reckon we ban Skaven. I'm going to say. I don't know what these guys do, but I'll put it in. Cool. We'll ban Skaven and see what they do. So what we need to do here, we need to talk about our strategy whilst, like, in code, so they don't realise what we're doing.
Yes, I will bring the bread.
Yes, and I shall flappeth thy wings and bring the crispy pancakes.
Oh man. They ban. So you ban SK, and then they have one ban left, right?
Yeah, and then I should really look up who then picks. I think banned first.
You pick, and then both of them pick, and then I pick. I want to say.
Okay, cool. It's on the Discord, so I can go double check in a second anyway.
Or maybe I pick, they double pick, then you pick. One of those two.
Okay. By the way, Poison Ducky, you can feel free to stay for the 3v3 as well now, because Ninjas unfortunately had to drop out.
Oh, is that so? Well,
which is real sad, but you can hop in if you want, and we'll get Darth Pendragon back in as well.
All right. Let me make sure I have the time for it.
Yeah, if you got the time, of course. If not, I'm sure Geese Howard will happily pop back in. Or Scourge of the West. They're banning greenskins! No!
Not the war! No!
No! Onto the double war! Okay. Oh, that's
such a travesty.
That's honestly sad. Who bans greenskins? Cool, let's look up who then picks. Dun, dun. Yeah. So... yeah, I pick a faction and they both pick... yeah, you're right. Cool. I'm probably going to go Lizardmen. I would say. Good. They can still go Dowie.
Lizardmen is just a really good base.
Yeah, so like they can counter it.
If they go Dowie, we always get Saurus or like Red Crested Skinks. Like,
yeah, Dowie's not too bad. Yeah. I'm a bit worried about Vampirates.
Oh yeah, we didn't ban that, did we?
No.
Shoot.
Oh, he's picking. No, I pick. I believe. And then both of you.
Vampirates could be dangerous, but we can run them over using like chariots of some sort.
Yeah.
Well, we know Kafka's going to play Dark Elves, and
yeah, which again, I don't mind facing Lizardmen as much as other people do, but
no. Here's the thing. Chat. He's going to go with a Marathi blob build. I know you guys can hear me.
I'm playing the mind games.
Every time I fought Kafka, he's always gone Marathi blob build.
But if you start banning, then we should start picking, right? I thought it was the other way around, but let's see. So, you banned... oh, no! Yeah, we got it mixed up. You're right.
Oh, yep. They pick, and then we double pick, I think.
Not bad. Sorry, guys. It's first time using these rules. We're going to have to get going. Good luck. Thank you, Raptor, for tuning in anyway, man. Good to see you, man. Hope you did enjoy. Raptor is a OG supporter. Which is going to be some good fun. So we're going to get some Dark Elves. So yeah, blob build is going to be the way. You need to get as much air effect debuffs, banishments, all that beautiful stuff.
Dark Elves is really good with the blob, but they're really... obviously, if they can't bring shades, they'll get run over by chariots and cav. Dragon, blob. They're really just... their biggest strength is blob here.
Yeah.
So we need blob busters for sure.
Cool, so... just getting up the rules there. Yeah, so we both pick, that's fine. I'm assuming he's not changed his mind, then he's stuck with the Dark Elves. Okay, so yeah, I'll go Lizardmen. And then whatever you fancy, man.
I'm thinking Dark Elves, and what can they counter with? They've already banned greenskins. Man, I really want to go greenskins.
You can bring greenskins. Honestly, a greenskin like Doom Diver build might not be the worst thing.
Oh, they banned it earlier, so I don't think.
Oh, they did, of course, didn't they? What I'm talking about, yeah. Like triple Doom Diver against Dark Elves is really effective.
Thinking maybe Norska.
Yeah, Norska can do some decent work. We've got to be worried of the ridiculous amount of AP they can bring here.
Believe.
Go RTX clan represent. Keykeeper, I'm not sure who you are. Oh, that's a good shout, Darth Pendragon. I think it'd be a bit memey, but
Let's go with Chaos Lizardmen.
go. The the two factions who would never fight side by side.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's lore friendly.
See, here's the rule for 2v2s. The less likely they're to be to work together, the more powerful they are when they are together.
Of course.
See, that's why the High Elf Dark Elf matchup works. The not the High Elf Dark Elf team works. The Chaos Lizardmen, the Dwarven Skaven match team, they're all good.
Should be some good fun. Let's see what Jix brings to the table. Massive shout out to Jix as well for helping set this all up.
So the secret here is that I bring... What's the limit to hell cannons again?
I bring all the hell cannons. You have to look up on the Warhammer Cup rules.
Oh, that's 2 then.
Yeah. This is where they go for more of a snipe build.
See, if I just don't bring a lord or anything, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hell cannons, including the regiment round.
Well, yeah, we do that, and then I'll just have a wall of skinks in front.
I'm interested in what they'll pick, because Dark Elves, blob build, Dark Repeater crossbows, green skins.
Whoa,
okay, so that's going to be... So they've got Doom Diver
pressure, and then Dark Elf blob.
Doom Diver pressure, Dark Elf blob. Probably some Black Orcs.
You can bring a pretty powerful air force. I can bring Pterodons to drop rocks on the Doom Divers and stuff.
Yeah, that worked really well in that other game.
Yeah, so I could... Oh, wait, do I bring the build I brought in the other game?
Minus one big thing.
Oh no, I feel like the Shredder does bits. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, this is tough. I kind of want to bring a Slan because they're so goddamn effective, but Hand of the Gods up against current Greenskin Lords, like 2 shots of them every time.
Versus current Greenskin Lords, yes.
Yes, new Greenskin Lords are going to be a little bit more tricky. Smoopy's voice, I think it's fine to cover your build, but you should not cover the players and factions. Oh, sorry, man. That's because this, the screen blocker is a bit of a weird one.
So if you look at my build, I do have a specific unit already chosen that I would think can be pretty useful here.
Yeah, I reckon we do that. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting trying to commentate on a 2v2 game whilst playing it. So my micro will cry just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Just a tad, it'll be fine.
Ah yes, the Vanguarded Aspiring Champions will take out the Doom Diver catapults. All 12 of them. Actually, I think I can handle the front line in terms of units. If you look at what my infantry I have, so you don't need that many infantry units, and we can go more of like a smash. So get like a lot of get the max amount of single entities monsters.
Okay.
And go support kind of like Cold One Riders plus single entity monsters, while I go for more of the infantry, plus I can support with dragon.
That's a good shout. I'll get like a couple of infantry just to help protect, and then
yeah.
Go for the big boy, of course. Let's get... So I can have 3 single entities, I do believe, with these rules. How many Dread Saurians can you fit in a build?
Yes. Oh no, I see that. I see that unit.
Thinking something more along the lines of this.
Also, here's the thing for anti-air, if they do go dragon or something like that, just be known that I do have. I'll tell you when I do a Plague of Rust on any flying unit, so then you can get your things to shoot at the dragon.
Perfect. Because yeah, we've kind of lost that advantage now here. Let's go. Cool. This is going to be pretty wild. Let's get rid of you actually and go. Sorry, chat. I'm just kind of letting you guys sort yourselves out at the moment. I'll be there in a little bit. Let's go something along these lines. Glorious. Glorious. I feel like this is going to go very badly, but at the
we don't
same
have healing.
time, it's beautiful. We don't need healing. Healing's overrated, man. Healing's
my dragon ogre though.
Healing's for the weak. Real gangsters don't need healing.
Okay, then I'm gonna take my dragon ogre out. I don't need dragon ogre.
Sorry, as A-Move just said in chat, when stream snipers come in, they see my all-catching gaze and they lose hope. That is my plan here. Cool, let's see your build. I love it. We're going to be heavily outnumbered.
Oh, absolutely, but that's what happens when you pick chaos.
Yeah, I feel like Doom Dios are going to be a bit nasty here, but we'll see. We'll see. Depends if they go defensive. Good luck, have fun, gents. Awesome. Good luck, lads. Someone in chat, please do scream at my face if I leave the screen blocker up. I'm going to wait for us to load in before I do go take it down, though.
Ah.
This is
Alright, we're loading in.
This is going to be fun. So, who was it in chat? Darth Pendragon, you are the result of your comment has made my build. Out off outskirts. We've got some trees we can hide in. If there's mad doom divers and stuff.
Absolutely.
What are you most excited for in the DLC?
Oh. It's got to be that snotling, those snotling wagons.
They look so fun.
Just 400, I think it's just the cost that just gets to me. 450 gold for something that 3 models of just destruction. Everyone wishes they had that.
It's all going to get so hard balance when it comes out, so it'll be interesting to see. I just hope they don't nerf anything like so far into the ground it becomes unplayable. Cool. Let's take down A-Move's glorious face and hop back in. So guys, you can see the glory of the build in one model here. Look at this absolute beaut. We have Lord Croak, the man, the myth, the legend. So, we are not as outnumbered as I thought we were going to be. Good odds for any lizard boy. It's like a little Doom squad. So look at the boys. The boys are back in town. We have our glorious little core here. We have the thunderous one, Lord Croak and Krokgar. So I'm going to have to carry a bit of weight. We do have Hand of the Gods though to try and beam down those nasty greenskin lords. So yeah. Start in secret.
I also got my final transmutation. Hopefully that's going to help with the Bob Lustin a lot.
So I'm going to chuck my skinks in front of you so they can die and just soak up damage.
Actually make it wide. So make it like frontline, make the skinks go super wide because our main mission with our frontline is just to smash through those, get to that Doom Diver. If they have it, they may not have it. You never know.
Cool. Now, 2 groups near flank.
And with the Black Orcs, I'm pretty much going to be relying on your monsters and your croak bombs.
Yes. It's a bit mad trying to like focus on everything that's going on, so hopefully they will miss the croak bombs.
Let's see. Also, make sure to keep. Where's your chameleon skinks?
I don't have any.
Oh, you got rid of them.
I had to cut them to take the cold ones.
Already got it.
It should be good. Chat, what do you think of this beauty? Keep the faith.
Oh, I was relying on them to shoot that any dragon that might breath attack the soul, but it's okay. We can go with this. Your air force can shoot at it.
That's the plan.
If it comes.
Alright, I just need to double check the screen blocker is down because people are freaking me out in chat now. Yeah, it is down. Okay, good. Good. There's a bit of delay from when I do stuff, obviously, to when chat sees it, so I can panic.
Of course, Big Bird will
You
just,
think
like,
this
do whatever he
build's
wants.
wild, guys? You wait to the 3v3. We have schemes.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make it a 3v3.
That's right,
so
man. We'd
these
either
are
get
someone's gonna have to come in.
Geese or Scorch to pop in.
Alright. Greenskins plus Dark Elves. Let's see how many bolt throwers they bring.
Which will be interesting. So, of course, I should probably go over your build as well for those people watching. We do have a pretty bad to the bones front line. Chaos Warriors with great weapons mixed in with Mirror Guard. So, going to go toe-to-toe with the best of them, which is quite nice. Chaos Knights as well. We have the glorious Soul of Damnation in the back. The regiment-renowned Hell Cannon can certainly obliterate pretty much all infantry it hits. Chaos Warriors with Halberds as well. Looks like he has brought the Ever Pigeon as well. Safroel? No idea how to pronounce that. But coming through, Final Transmutation, Plague of Rust. All that good stuff. So yeah, any tips you want to give the people about your build? I like the Chosen as well.
Yes. So pretty much we're going to run super disruption, I think, with this build versus anything like them. They're probably going to have to play way more defensive. They're also probably going to have a Marathi blob that we're just going to have to avoid. But they're all foot characters, so that should be okay. I send in one unit of Chaos Warriors. They'll be stuck there forever. And then we have Cold One Knights on each flank. That should be okay as well.
It's going to be a nightmare to my crew because I've got stuff all the way along. Alright. Cool. Let's go rock and roll.
Alright.
Ooh, nasty
I'm moving my forces forward.
One bolt thrower.
They have one bolt thrower.
That's alright. That's not going to do enough damage to us, really.
Here comes the first few shots from my thing. They don't actually have an air force, so my Soul of Damnation should be okay for now.
Cool, so
Until the bolt thrower starts going.
relatively defensively. Boom. Love those shots coming in. Let's try and get down into this depth to dodge some of those missiles coming in.
Is there anything I should be firing? There's Blackguard that I need to be firing at. There you go. They are firing at Lord Croak.
It's just rude, honestly.
Now, I am going to stagger my units when engaging with my infantry because I don't want the wall to get too much value.
Yeah, that's alright. Come round on the flanks.
Come on, Chosen, you're going to take the brunt of this.
Just trying to force my way through.
Ooh, nice shot. They're going to try to get the Witch Elves to get Sartorial. Oh, nope, no Sartorial. All right. Come on, Sartorial, don't get hit by the Witch Elves. Sartorial got rampage. No.
Oh no!
I was literally spam clicking him to get out of there, and he just stuck. And he died instantly. My goodness, that was terrible.
It's all good, man. Do what you can. Die. Yeah. This is a bit rough so far, but we're still in the game. That's the main thing. A lot outsmart by key troops. There's so many Blackguard, classic Blackguard combo. Oh, damn it, it got rampage. Right, that's where we come in.
Man, I'm really sad that it's Arthurial Rampage. I was literally spam kicking
right.
to get
It
out.
happens. It was a really good play. Like it's a classic like
Sadness.
Witch Elves over stuff.
Sadness, sadness. Oh well.
One of the goblins. And then. Oh, goddamn spider. I need to get some anti-large over there, but unfortunately my forces are pretty depleted at this point. How's the hell cannon been doing?
82 kills against Blackguard. I'll take it.
Lord Croak has fallen, unfortunately. I feel like if Lord Croak dies, even if you win, it can't count as a victory. Yeah, it's just that classic Marathi like Death Hag blob. Okay, I've killed Wurzag, or at least forced him back. Thunderous One's struggling on the left flank, though. I can't get rid of this Ragnarok. Just trying to force her and do some damage.
Just trying to rat all these Blackguard before they reach my Hell Cannon. No!
Yeah, it's going to be this
Run away.
Dark Elf blob we're not going to be able to deal with. Still the characters. You've still got pretty healthy core back there. Thunderous One. Nice. Yeah, I lose my... You shouldn't have chucked Kroggar in like I did, but... Okay, we're going to be able to break most of their forces, apart from that little blob. Unfortunately, Thunderous One's gone down. My back line's still secure. Hop in there, lads. No! Damn it, Armin losses kicked in.
My Hell Cannon's unbreakable. They can't stop me.
I've got four cohorts of Zozek. We've got us. We're currently chasing off some Savage Orcs. Oh, Master Sculptor's getting in the way, but we're going to refuse to die. How kind of did work, man? 140 kills. The plan was alright. We just got our characters sniped by like.
Yeah, those Witch Elves were so deadly.
The Greenskins wasn't too much of a problem. Like, I killed Wurzag at the end. Actually, no, he's just come back actually over in distance with 58 health. But we managed to deal with him quite effectively. But yeah, the spider hunted down my Thunderous One. I just couldn't escape from it.
Did I see a wall?
Did you just hear a wall?
There was a wall, right? There was a wall, right?
Yes.
I don't think I remember.
Yeah, there was a wall.
Okay. All right.
GG, well played.
No, but do it, Chaos Dawi. I believe in you.
Hey, there's two of them. They can do this.
Oh, there's only one now.
I've seen worse odds for.
Oh, okay, there it goes.
I hope you didn't see that. That was. He got decapitated, man.
Dawi. I should have brought 2 Hell Cannons. That was my mistake. Well, GG.
Where was Gondor when the West War fell? GG, man. That was good. Yes, summation. So the final two, or we did 3 1v1s, 2 2v2s, and then we're doing a best of 3 now. You missed a kind of long build selection. Yeah, sorry about that. GG's to these guys. Cool, and we will update the scoreboards. RTK romping forward here with 5 wins. Very impressive stuff overall. We still have the winner takes all best of 3 to go.
Alright, thanks for having me. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, peace out, man.
Good luck in the 3v3.
Merci beaucoup. So we're getting Darth Pendragon back in. Then we need to get one more player. So let's... oh no. Why has everyone gone offline? Geese, come back. Let's tag them quickly. So Geese... Storm... Cool, just going to set that up, guys, for you, and then pop back here. So unfortunately, we're going to have to kick the poor Poison Ducky. And for the final map, we're going to do Alpine Ridge, as I think it's only fitting. As it is a beautiful hill in the centre of the map, which we can climb up to try and claim victory. So this is going to be the 3v3. Funds are going to be set on medium. This is myself, Darth Pendragon, and one other we need to quickly sort out in the background here. And we're going to be up against, I believe... I'm sorry about your names, man. I'm going to butcher this so bad. Majutsu, Prussian Prince, and Wicked Pirate. Amen. So if you guys want to hop in, if you can't find the lobby, message me on Discord. Password is 123, but I can always add you as a friend and get you guys in for this winner takes all. I'm going to keep saying that secretly and wait until they notice. Winner takes all finals. I mean, we need someone. Cool, I'm just going to organise that in the background. Hopefully Geese will be free to pop back in. There's a really good performance earlier on with his Beastmen, which he's very good with. Hey, dude. Majutsu here. Again, I apologise in advance for I know my poor pronunciation. Making his debut on the channel, which is always good to see. I love seeing new players. Think Park could play, and he hasn't played yet today. Cool, so Park Map, if you'd like to hop in as well, please. So Park Map is going to replace Ninja here in the late game. Oh. Q. Apologies, guys, for like all the downtime does happen in between tournaments. Hey! Bam! Surprise! 3 RTK members pop up in my face. Honour to be in the same lobby as these fine fellows. So, Wicked Pirate, fantastic name. Prussian Prince, Majutsu, and myself and Darth Pendragon so far. Alpine Ridge is going to be the map. It is medium funds, and it is going to be blind picks. So, who is online? Either Pacta or A-Move. Depending who is in chat. I'm going to get these guys to send you their blind picks, and we will send them as well. Someone disliked. Boo! People who don't like RTK win. It's not over yet, man. There's still a game, and we all know tournament rules. You pronounced it correctly. My god, that is a miracle. That French pronunciation. Hey, I'm amazing. I learned how to say thank you in Danish the other day, and I think it's tack. I think that's it. Everyone. Awesome. Oh no, someone joined and the lag kicked up, I think. Unless that's just me. Give it 2 seconds to see what happens there. So, feel free. A lot of players in our lobby, so we'll have to see how it does stand. It was your puns. That is indeed a strong theory. Come on, chat, please work. Awesome. It's blind picks. Send to A-Move.
Hi there.
Hey man, what's up?
Yeah. Let's hope we win this one at least.
How's that? So I'm just going to invite Park Map as well. Dun, 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 dun. We do have a strat, and it's great. So I've just seen, you can send a message to Park Map explaining the strategy if you want. I'll probably take the forest variety.
We have an excellent strategy. We do not know if it will work though.
It's a terrible strategy. Oh, you alright, Park Map? Your mic's going a bit crazy.
Hey.
Hey man, you're like
I'm fighting with the headphones, so I can't.
Oh, okay, man. How's it going, dude? Hey, maybe you okay for everyone to send you the blind picks?
Okay.
So how are we going?
Oh, good. So we're going to send our blind picks to A-Move on the Discord.
Okay.
Park Map, do you know the strategy of all strategies?
No.
So,
No.
These guys may be able to hear us now, but it won't save them. It won't save them.
Okay.
Actually, I'll send you a message. I'll tell you who to pick, and then once the blind picks are in, that's when I'll tell you the strat. So.
Okay.
Are you sending it on Discord?
Yeah. Cool. So I'm just going to chuck this on A move, so hopefully he's all good to receive all our blind picks. I'll send him all of ours in one message if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and fine if you do want to switch elves.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
So I'll go
Our
dark
builds
elves.
are being sent by V-Claw. Oh, picks. That's
I
fine.
think he...
I'll send to V-Claw, I assume.
No,
Who's
they're
got them?
sending
Okay.
by Viclo, so not to Viclo, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. The puns are indeed powerful. I hate puns almost as much as I hate stunties. Pacta, that is a vile lie. This is going to be a glorious battle. This may
Are
be
we
the
all
first 3v3 I've ever played, I'm actually not going to lie.
Are we all on stream right now?
We should be.
Oh, okay. So it's the first time my voice is actually on the stream.
Oh, you can hear yourself on stream. Yes, they can hear
No,
you
I
now.
can't. I don't have the stream open. I don't know if...
Oh, okay, yeah, people can hear your beautiful voice, man.
Okay.
Sure. Park map, do you want to just switch around with Pendragon on the picks?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm assuming V-Claw has them. Or a move. I'll wait to see what one of them pop up. So also, we could probably all just pick quite comfortably.
Yeah.
Can we change to factions?
I think they mean if we are...
Oh, sure.
If we have sent
Sure, yeah.
our
I mean,
picks.
everyone's now done one anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we will go... Bam! So we are the Elven Alliance here. Triple Elves, High Elves, Dark Elves, and Wood Elves. It's going to be pretty good fun. So let's get up a screen blocker. Let's go... What captures do I have? Oh, I think I've deleted them all apart from... Oh, no. There we go.
What are they picking?
I'll check in just a second.
Oh,
So we
God.
put down there.
They might be going full undead.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, no, I see Skaven.
Skaven.
Okay.
I hate him.
Cool. Let's see how this goes.
Just bring best. I'm gonna go for best. I do not care how the
I don't like how it works. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Vampire Counts, High Elves, and Coast. I'm assuming you saw the plan in chat, Park Map.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, it's a very small plan, but yes. I got it.
That is the entire strategy right there.
Okay. Okay, they're going
Oh
triple
no, it is
undead.
full undead. That's cool. That's themed. We have full
Yeah,
dark,
sure.
full elves v full undead.
Yeah, I mean, I can see this as being a thing in the end times or something like that. So
This is going to be pretty disgusting with the healing.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna sit back, shoot, or are we gonna rush?
No, I reckon rush, full rush
Okay.
with the big boys.
What can they bring? Can they can't blob, right?
Oh, they can definitely blob, but you can get
Mortal
crabs
Sense-
stacked on top of the counts and the Tomb Kings.
Oh yeah, they have crabs, right? Well, at least the dragon breaths could help.
I'm more worried about Tomb King and Coast Range sitting behind Count Chaff.
well, we are on Alpine Ridge, so we have some kind of maybe. I mean, the range shouldn't be that bad.
Well, their range. Oh, you got the hill. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
their range.
Do you wanna go archers? I can bring archers.
Yeah, I don't mind bringing some as well. I was gonna go for more rushy. But
Yeah.
it is half funds, so.
Yeah, I think I'm just going. I don't think I'm taking archers or shades. I'm getting 2 crossbows, repeater crossbows, and just infantry then.
Cool. I can't wait to share this with you guys. Oh, Pointy's lineup. It is indeed so pansy, and I'm not gonna lie, the build is it's gonna be interesting. We had a plan from the off, and it's pretty fun.
Why are high elf units so expensive?
Well, all the elves are like so expensive.
Yeah, but what else get dryads, man? I swear, dryads are so good. Give me some dryads. At least the rangers seem decent.
I've got a few of them. Like, I'm trying to make sure I have like a little bit of punch.
Should I bring some mobility?
Yes. What map are we on? So we're on Alpine Ridge. I'm probably gonna vanguard like in the trees probably, and then wait for you guys to catch up. And then kind of ride forth.
Okay. I am kind of afraid of Cascade, to be honest. In this. That
well, there's not much we can do about it because we can't use bot throwers to snipe it.
Yeah, Cascade's really tough to get to if they have a gun line. We have 2 dragons, so
we have 3. Yeah, that's true.
Apparently, it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. I'll get some reavers, I guess.
A move. I already have the best build of all time. There is no need to quest. Oh, I have 20 gold spare. That's just a pain.
Yeah, I have 22.
Let's see what you guys have brought. I like it, and I like it. This is we're gonna get rinsed if they brought like 1 or 2 units that can counter our entire armies. But, should be good fun. Cool. Looks like they're all ready. Are you boys good to go?
Yes.
Sweet.
Just one sec. I'll just sort out some chevrons.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I wish I could give you like my last 20 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? Nah, I can't use the last bits of. Oh, I
That's
did.
all good if you got a little bit left over.
Perfect Spain. I have perfect Spain. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's get going. So, those of you guys join the stream. This has been a clan war so far. We're going into the final game. So if you have been enjoying, please do consider giving a big old thumbs up and subscribe for all that good Total War content as we go into the final game. Now, some may argue RTK are in the lead with quite a dominant and very good displays so far and some really fantastic games, but others would argue that it all comes down to the final game. And if you don't win the final game, did you ever really win the tournament? That is my question. So, should be good. Oh. Don't worry guys, I am remembering the stream blocker. I'm just waiting for everyone to load in before I take it down. Because I don't want there to be any crashes. On this beautiful map, you can stare at this screen blocker. I'm not even sure which one I put up. I think it was made by A Move, but I can't remember what it is. Are you guys excited for the new DLC stuff coming out?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Plague of Rust will change a lot of things for High Elves. I'm really looking forward to. And Techless, I mean, I don't know how expensive it is right now, but on this mount, it could be pretty good.
Oh, Techless and the Arcane Phoenix. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Subscribed, yes, Agony Achilles. My man. You gain a high five from me in person if ever I see you. It's not about winning, it's about sending a message. You're damn right, Cyberpanzine. We're certainly going to be sending a message here with our builds. We could have gone full Rohan thinking about it. That would have been That'd been pretty.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that would have been very interesting.
Yeah, but with so few fans would have been hard.
Yeah, because I can only
like
really bring
three units for every army.
I could only really bring Wild Riders, I suppose, and Glade Guard needed combat variety. Should be good fun. I think they're going to go. I mean, they have to go defensive because they're so slow.
Yeah, probably the council will be the front line, and then the other two guys. I mean, they might do something like some sub commanders with TKU all monsters, council infantry, and coastal range.
Yeah, they've done that quite a lot through the tournament, actually, on the 2v2s. They worked really well with the Bretonnian cav,
Yeah.
so I could certainly see that being a fact. I'm just hoping it's not a complete gun line, as we are poor squishy elves.
Are you guys already loaded in?
Yeah, I'm just waiting, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I sense best.
I've got the
I
screen
can
block up
smell
still,
from
but
far away.
only because I don't want to jump out while people are loading it in case it messes anything up.
Okay, how much time do we have to load in, Steve?
160 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Is the message RTK is awesome. What does RTK stand for, by the way, chat?
Round Table Knights.
Round Table Knights, of course. Someone told me that before. But no, you are right. RTK is pretty damn awesome. All of their guys came in with an awesome attitude and played some really cool games. Played a few RTK guys before. I played Cypher in a tournament not too long ago. Come up against Alric Ral before, who were absolutely destroyed me, I think.
Yeah, me too. I played this. We are in the same group. I played recently against Scyther and Kafka.
Oh, yeah, because we were in the same group, weren't we? I haven't played my games against Kafka yet, but I think the groups. I think me and Kafka are already through. I think. No, maybe not Kafka. I think I'm through regardless.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think you and Kafka are already through. Yes.
Yeah, we still need to play our games, but.
I mean, maybe there's a slight chance that I go through if you're Stormrunner if you all lose, but I don't know.
Just chat saying, when in doubt, call the other team tryhards. Nah, they're not tryhards, man. They've been super cool competitors today.
Yeah, I mean, RTK are really, really good at 2v2s. I've seen them play a lot of like 2v2 tournaments. They're so
I've
good
never
at it.
played a 2v2 tournament. I want to get involved in Turin's one, but they seem to stop. So it looks like we are starting to load in. If both of you guys loaded in.
No, I should be about to, by the way.
You got over a minute.
I mean, okay. It's weird because I already had played a couple of battles and I loaded in with no problems. Maybe it's because it's a 3v3, I don't know.
Yeah, that can be the problem. That's why we were only doing the one 3v3 because of like lag issues. Originally, I think they wanted to do multiple 3v3s and 2v2s, but changed it down a little bit.
I actually think the new VAR is stronger than the old one, like quite a bit stronger.
Sorry, what was that?
The new VAR, the new implementation of VAR.
Yes, the new ability. I think it's going to be a buff. It is going to help other factions a little bit because some front lines just get instantly run over at the start of the game when the VAR gets popped, and they've got to at least charge it this time. But it's going to definitely put an emphasis on large greenskin forces because of the way it works. Like the more units they have in combat, the faster it reproduces.
Yeah, the faster.
Yeah, it looks like we might load out here, guys.
Yeah.
No, 2, 1, 0.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
No, your pawn has been dropped. Okay, we can go again with the same builds.
This does look good though. Yes. We'll drop
Replay
here, right?
same armies? Yeah, it looks like it. So we're just going to have to quit out, unfortunately. We'll see each other's builds, but...
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll try to not watch the screen.
Yeah, just try not to give us. Actually, I don't know if it is going to show it.
Probably only one. Usually, I mean, you probably only see one of their armies.
Okay. So we'll wait for you to try and load back in, man.
Yes.
Let's see what we'll do. We will try one more time. If it doesn't work this time, we might just rotate people, just because I think Storm and Geese could both play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If it doesn't work again, I'll jump out and let one of them in.
Yeah, man. No worries.
I mean, I can do it now if you prefer. It's fine for me.
As a viewer, I quite like this format. Awesome, man. It was recommended by the V-Claw guys, Cheese, so... It's been a fun tournament so far, though. I hope you guys have all been enjoying. Has your game crashed, or is it just...
No, it's still loading.
Okay. Oh, you're still loading.
Yeah,
okay.
It's very fun. Yeah, that's why I said if you want, I can jump out now so we can be sure that the game actually starts.
Yeah,
with,
sure,
like,
man.
Stormander or
I will message... Try and get someone in.
Geese just came online.
Geese just came online, did you say?
Yeah.
I'll invite him and see if he's good to go. If not, we can always get in Storm. Sorry about the wait, guys, in chat. We will get this underway as soon as possible. How long have we been streaming for? It's 6:30, 7, 8. Okay, nearly 3 hours. That's kind of a nice... I never want anything to go over 3 hours, really. 3 hours is kind of the golden mark before I start to melt and my brain kind of starts to explode on itself.
So from what I've seen in the videos, the white lions seem to have like really good marks.
Oh, sorry, what was that, man? I was just sending a message.
Yeah, no problem.
Just try and get someone in as quick as possible. And if not, I believe Stormrunner is around.
Yeah, he said they could play. So I guess.
Cool. 2-6. Cheers for the heads up, so Pansy. So yeah, probably just going over 3 hours, which is fine. I'm going to eat a fat amount of chicken drumsticks after this. Hey, here he is. What's up, man?
Did you get in the lobby?
Yeah, we've got Geese
Okay.
in the lobby.
Okay. Then I'll jump out so I don't, so you can talk.
Awesome, man. Cheers, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be back. Just
Yeah, man. So I'm just sorting stuff out in Discord right now. We sort this out. Awesome. Cool. The plan may have got a little bit more crazy of Geese hopping in, but we'll see. Hope you guys are still being entertained here by the glorious Screen Blocker, which is a famous artist, actually, Juliet. Cool. So let's wait for Geese to sort out his build, and we'll get going again. Should be some good fun. Once again, probably just the way these things do happen when you're connecting with players all across the world, especially in 3v3s and 2v2s. That's why I don't do the format quite so much, but this has been really good fun, and I've quite enjoyed it a lot, so we're going to try and bring it in as much as possible. Like Geese is ready. Just waiting on Mr. Darth Pendragon. I believe he's just gone to grab a drink quickly. And here he is. Geese, if you're listening, feel free to drop in the voice chat as well. And if you don't want to be on stream, though, no pressure.
did you check his build?
Yeah, he's... yeah. He's not brought one, he's brought two, so... If you catch my drift of the build. I suppose we're loading in that, doesn't really matter. He's brought 2 dragons. Just gonna have a little sip of my drink while we wait. Nice quick load in. Glorious. So guys, this is what you've been waiting for. Let us pop out the screen blocker. Bam. Back into the game. We have gone for the glorious quad dragon build, coming in with Malekith and a black dragon, as well as a star dragon. Alario for all the healing up in the air, and I have brought a Glade of Lord, the male variety, as well as a Spellslinger of Life of Healing and a load of Dryads. Okay, so you in the chat?
Ready to hunt.
Oh, okay, I don't think so. That's fine. Let's see what else we bought. So we have the range supplied in the form of Lothran Seaguard and Sisters at Avalon. Dark Elves have just bought spears. Looks like we have Illyrian Reavers as well. Witch Elves, Dragons. It's a beautiful sight in general. So let's push. And the let's go here.
Are you gonna go through an angle like this?
Do you want me to take that side?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The left side, the right, whichever one. Would it even matter, like, the amount of dragons are gonna take them out, regardless?
Okay, so I'm gonna go past those guys, and this is so ridiculous. Come in with the sheer volume of dragons there.
Ready and eager.
So I do have Helm of Discord, so if you can get all the dragons in one big blob fight, it could be some pretty good fun, but I'm sure they've got some sneaky shenanigans up their sleeves as well. Got a Tasty Awakened Woods in case they do blob, Earthblood, regrowth, and all that good stuff.
How do I even...
Call George R. Martin. Yes, this is our Imric summon. Look at this glory. Look at the beauty of all the flying dragons. There is nothing these bad boys can't do.
Plus they have physical resist, I think.
That's definitely going to save us from all those guns. So the clan lads attack. So we need the Iron Man treatment. Just go for broke.
Ready to ride.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready.
Ready? Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet.
Ever ready.
Good luck, have fun. Looks like everyone's having a good time.
Wild Riders.
Let's prepare for the glory.
Let's just land the dragons at the center.
Oh, and helmet, Star of Avalon, the dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Helm of Discord, Star of Avalon, then physical resist.
So it looks like two of their boys have said they're ready. Just waiting on the last one. Are we outnumbered? Yeah. The odds are slightly against us as far as numbers are concerned, but we definitely have more dragons than them, which is the main thing. Oh, they've gone very wide.
Are you ready?
Move.
Yes, quick.
And they have a casket.
They have a casket, as to be expected.
Hunters.
And one Strigoi Gulfin. Oh.
Those bombers are going to be a pain. Start flying over.
Dark Elves are not moving.
Ooh, that's sneaky of you.
Great Lord.
Yours to command.
Trying to trap me with some Blood Knights.
For the
Yes, that's right, but you saw my trap back. Okay.
Lord of the Glade. Moving. Cavalry. Orders received.
Okay, try to push it for the front line. They're going to overwhelm one flank. We are slowly pushing through.
Okay, let's attack the Strigoi Gulfin. I have Tempest on it.
Hunters.
Okay.
Son of Avalon. Understood. Quickly now. swift. Battle ready. I will comply.
The forest speaks.
Wild riders. Riders to battle. Swiftly, like the wind.
Did not do as much damage.
Quickly now.
No, I'm actually escaping a lot. They have an aim temper, so we could be in really bad trouble.
I'm dropping down on the Ushat for a bit. Yes.
Azrael Mage.
I stand ready. As you say. Charge!
To
Run.
war.
Dryad's doing, it needs to push through.
My
Q.
Wind Weaver.
oh sister, what are you?
Okay, again, some pretty good
that's
work
a-
in the back lines. Yeah, we need to shut down these shops as quick as possible. They're like the main threat to us.
Oh no, Alaria is getting wounded.
For Our Lady.
I'm gonna pull her out for a bit.
Done good work on the Blood Knights in the back line.
Oh no, no, Alaria broke. Oh god.
Speed.
Oh no. Okay, she's escaped at
With
least.
haste. The forest calls.
Quickly.
Ride! At once!
Speed of Azrael.
Okay, she rallied.
Spell Singer.
By Karnos! Quickly! At pace!
As you say.
Dauntless Azrael!
Your orders.
Alaria is getting sniped. I'm pulling her out for a bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Getting sniped.
The forest call.
Yeah.
Let's pop over here. Get my scrap tackle such as can.
We grow restless!
My sisters are getting pounded.
To the fray! Understood! Orders understood! With
Yeah, the
haste!
Blood Knights clamped it.
Onward.
Go!
So for escape, at least I'm shutting down these shops here.
For Apple
Basically, you completely ignored my poor little.
Yeah. I'm gonna take down the Blood Knights for a bit.
Azrael warrior! Wild riders!
Now.
That Strigoi vampire.
There you are.
Slay them!
Try and shut down these shops here where possible, but it's pretty tough.
Mage.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Hurry! Ride!
Yeah, both my
Blood
Blood
Knights
got
out. I'm going to go try and snipe something.
Deepwood Mage.
Come on, hit it. Oh yes. Oh, Arkan
With haste!
took so much damage.
Speed! At
well,
once!
that's good.
Now!
Oh, Arkan's down. Arkan's gonna go down. Double dragon
my
beat down.
sorceress is trapped. My Parthin. Get up.
Ready to hunt!
Okay, she's getting up.
By Efua.
No.
Quickly! Like the wind!
Can you take out Arkan?
Okay, I'm gonna try and get over there and help you out.
Ready to serve.
I still have a Lariel. I can heal you up. I think I'll pull her back.
As you say.
We stand ready! By Karnos!
Hard iron taken. Can we like goon the Lord Strigoi?
Yeah,
now.
he's
I
kind
have
of been a bit of a
I have
problem
10
there.
tests.
Most of these shops are actually out of ammunition, which is good.
Oh no, I'm gonna
Get
get a
that
better
casket for good.
Ouch. Do not break. Do not. Oh, my star dragon. Oh, damn it. You might be able to escape.
Okay, use their summons. Okay, got the casket down, which is good.
I'll go fetch the star dragon.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. Do you wanna heal? Do you wanna sit and heal for a bit? I have a star.
Armed and ready.
Most of my like single entities and stuff are fine so far. Okay, let's try and pick on some units so
Ever
I can.
ready. Smash them.
Trying to rally the
Great Lord of
2 dragons. I hope they do. Okay, one is. Yeah, both the
If you
dragons.
can get a star on those dragons, that would be lovely.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying.
Quickly.
Orders.
Oh no, geese, stay there, stay there, stay
Ready
there.
and eager. Now.
Why is he running away from the Star of Avalon?
Acknowledged. With pace.
Finish off some zombies.
Your command.
Yeah, Ushabdi still have some
I
armor.
will.
They're not too many.
At
So, yeah, they're
speed.
coming after my healer
It is
and my
done.
wild riders.
Are you
Let's
aware?
go Toto.
To the hunt. Swiftly.
Oh, it's a close game. Sorry about the commentary, guys. Not really doing any. I was watching the stream, but trust me, my face is just pure, pure concentration right now.
Is that Malak?
Damn it. I better catch him now.
Wild riders.
Sennu. Moving swiftly.
Let's go out the Lord.
Hurry.
You 10% his guy. Oh, you hero.
Battle ready.
Do you have help?
Wild riders.
Yeah, he should be dead. He'll be dead.
Ride, sons of Kurnos.
No, no, he managed to escape.
Lord of
Jesus.
the deep wood.
He's like super. There we go.
Nice
Okay.
one.
At once. Heed, Athelloren.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be game.
Do you wanna? Yeah, let's go get the Ushabdi.
Yeah, finish off the. Oh, the shops here mainly have ammunition, but yeah, this guy did finish them off anyway. He's gonna land and try and cut up the dive and stuff.
Withdraw.
I don't want to land yet because they still have mass.
Don't
And-
Azrael.
I have one Earth Blood if you want to blob up.
I've still got some bombers left as well.
Swiftly.
Wait, blob up a bit. I have an Earth Blood.
Fear Efua.
Now. At pace.
I'll get rid of their summons.
Onward.
Understood.
Oof. Lariel is taking a lot of fire.
Nice breath attack coming in.
Awaiting orders. Of course.
No, come on.
As you
Good
say.
gin. Spam. Looking
I
as much as
stand
possible.
ready.
Cool. And where's that lord? We're gonna start shooting.
Elenil.
Orders understood.
I think my Star Dragon
God,
can
we're
take
pretty
this
beat up here. This is relatively close. So you've landed with the Star Dragon. Okay.
Child of Kurnos. To the fray.
Malekith is taking. Yeah, I think. Oh, I think we can win this.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
think
we
we've
are.
got it. Yeah, we've got it.
Oh, nice.
That was a insane game. I did not think the quad dragon was going to work. I mean, we were going to go for the triple dragon, but obviously geese up in the ante.
Yeah.
That was sorry about that, guys. Like for the chat there. That was
was
a lot
fun.
of micro. I wasn't really talking. I was just like scrunched up face and spam clicking buttons. But it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Dryads got kills as expected, but yeah, the big heavy hitters, the Glade Lord and so forth, taking out lords. The Darkpin Dragon,
Go
your
on.
Tempests were insane. They
Look
were,
at
I think,
Malekith.
what, did huge work there, helping us pin in lords and assassinate them.
Yeah.
GG, well played.
GG, man.
Oh, ping police apparently. Oh, don't know what that is. Thanks for playing, guys. And well done on winning the tourney. So, we managed to make a tiny bit of a comeback there, so we'll update the scoreboard. So it was 5-1 there to RTK. Massive shout out to those guys for playing and for putting on a fantastic show. Cheers, guys, for popping in the 3v3. I'm just going to leave the chat now so I can close out the stream. But great win all round. So it looks like they've already left, but I'm just going to pop out there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was a super fun event overall. And yeah, we should definitely do this again sometimes. Hope you boys enjoyed. It was a pretty wild end game there with the mass dragon, which, you know, we thought we'd have a little bit of fun considering, you know, we had already lost the tournament. Come in there with the dragons and do some serious work. That Tempest did so good. Our arrows will block out the sun, and by arrows I mean dragons. Easy win, boys. As we said previously, last game wins it. Fantastic game overall. RTK taking in a 5-1 series, coming in very dominant. Great to see so many of these guys making their debut on the channel, and hopefully they will all be back soon. And anyone from RTK as well, I'd love to organise a clan civil war between you guys. So if you want to get in contact with me and put up 4 representatives who will face each other down on the channel in like a best of 3 semis, best of 5 final, something along those lines, it could certainly be some good fun. Yes, so I'm just going to leave her. Thanks for the games, bam, 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 all that good stuff. Cool, so any questions, guys, feel free to ask. And yeah, I'll keep this running for like just a couple of minutes for you guys to catch up. Any questions, feel free to ask. If not, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are what makes this truly special, makes it, you know, worthwhile. If you did enjoy, please do give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And you'll see plenty more content from me. Thanks for casting. No worries, man. Thank you for playing and putting on some fantastic games. That game 1, though, I don't know if that can be topped. V-Claw versus Darth Pendragon in a ridiculously close game. That was some really good fun. We have the moral victory, exactly. Everyone knows the 3v3 is where it's at. Cool, looks like we don't have any questions. So anyway, guys, until next time, peace, and stay awesome.